What's going on, everybody? It's DJ and no, chill. We not finna scam nobody. Let's chill out. Hold on. Oh, wait. That's not that kind of podcast. It's not that kind of broadcast. Let's chill out, y'all. We are back. Episode 78 of No Cooldown podcast. We're back in the building, man. We're back in the building, ready to talk all these games. We're in the middle of it's just content season, man. It's content season. All these games are flying around, and you know we had to speak on it. We're back for another episode. A whole lot of news, a whole lot of updates to cover, a lot of stuff flying around, again, from the video games themselves, from the news that's happening around it. It's a good time to be a gamer. It's such a good time. And of course, we're gonna have a good time on this episode today because my podcast partner in crime is in the building. WenEazy, what's happening, dog?
I'm living, doing my thing as a content creator, taking content in and then giving content out, kind of like a content Ponzi scheme, if you will. Just circulating that good energy,
I'm dead, bro. I'm dead. Who's the content envy and Caesar? Who's the content envy and Caesar? They outside with the hoodies on, just
we got the shiesties on. Like,
listen, bro. If you want this snippet of a video from the podcast, it's about 800. You know what I'm saying? You put it down.
Trip called me up. He said he got this crazy gaming news. So it's cold out here, but I had to come out, to hear the Spider-Man news.
Listen, man. Oh my goodness. And if you don't want to get in the damn Ponzi scheme and fool yourself, make sure you rate this podcast 5 stars. All right. Make sure you go to all your podcast platforms: Spotify for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, again, Google Podcasts, which is soon to be Apple Music, Rocket Cast, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. Go search up No Cooldown, and we should be right there. Again, type it in. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. If you suspect of any, again, suspicious acts, do not tell the feds because we're not like that. Again, this is not an envy type situation. But make sure you go check us out, support us, show us some love as well on the YouTubes for any exclusive content, shorts, the snippets that we might not show, some one-offs that we don't talk about on the podcast. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that at No Cooldown. Everywhere else at No Cooldown Pod, except for TikTok, we're at No Cooldown Podcast on there. So yeah, make sure you show us some love on those various platforms, and we got some news to get into today. Without further ado, we can get right to it, Wen.
Let's get it.
Let's get to it, man. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll build up over time. But first and foremost, I know we caught this probably last week or the week before. But after almost 25 years in the business, Bethesda leader Pete Hines has decided to retire from his post and head on to other ventures. He's officially out after the release of Starfield, and he's calling it a career in gaming. So I don't know how you felt about this, what I'm saying, with your history of Bethesda, but definitely wanted to at least give a salute to Pete Hines on the way out.
25 years in the business is extraordinary. Wishing them the best. I think that this is probably, I don't want to say it's a good thing, because I feel like that's kind of rude, but I definitely feel like circulating some new talent, some new people, some more people at the top could be good for Bethesda. After Starfield's release, it felt very much them. And after like a decade of getting games that feel very much like the same old, I think maybe this is a step in the right direction. It also gives Pete an opportunity to actually change up what he wants to do, because now he gets to go anywhere he wants. So shout out to them, because if I'm Pete Hines, you're gonna get picked up by any you have a lot of options. It's not like any small fry. Like you did just do one game and dip. Like, you've been there for 25 years. Any company would be smart to be like, yo, we saw what you did over there. Let's see if we can bring some of that over here, kind of thing.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If you were any high-ranking executive who sat through the life cycle of Fallout 76, you deserve some badge of honor for your efforts of just weathering the storm of hell that you went through. I'm gonna be real. So any severance pay that he getting, any well wishes and celebratory whatever gifts, make sure you give him a lot, because he been through it. But again, he's been there again a really long time, overseeing some really, really good stuff. Again, he's been the figurehead for a lot of the bad times, a lot of the good times that Bethesda's been through. So I give respect. This is probably, again, one of the, at least for me, one of the more favorable, figureheads of a gaming studio that I remember across my time. Again, one of those upper tiers, one of the guys, again, we've been seeing forever since I was young. So it's weird to see that transition. But shout out to Pete Hines, shout out to his career and bringing us some enjoyable shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout outs to him. We can push on from there. So Scuff kind of like just dropped like their first ever PC only controller. They had like the mappable battles, they had side buttons, they had a whole bunch of custom options. I don't know if you caught this, but a PC only controller. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like my homie Greg from Kind of Funny Games was rejoicing. He was like, "Yo, you heathens need this. You know what I'm saying? You mouse and keyboard only people need this." I was like, I'm confused, but I don't know what you think about it.
Me personally, I don't see the purpose in this whatsoever. I think the only time I ever thought to myself, this is a PC only controller, was the Steam controller.
Oh,
remember that
so
bad
ass.
boy with the no buttons? It was hard. It was stupid, but it was different. It was like, it's one of those things where it's like you see somebody in like jean short overalls, and you're like, whoa,
That's it. This
what
is
like, you don't know if
this
this
is
is
a
a good
choice.
idea. Yeah, like that's a choice. Like maybe he can pull that off, because that is so, maybe he knows something I don't, type of thing. Yeah, that was the only time I thought to myself, PC only controller, like this seems sick, but I don't know if I'm tapping into this. Like, it looks like a cool controller, but like if it doesn't connect to any system, it kind of defeats the purpose of me ever owning it. Like, why am I gonna put money towards something when I could just use my mouse and keyboard? I don't want to say for free, because it wasn't free, but like, what's the purpose of this controller, you know? Like, if I can't use it for multiple things, then it's not really serving me.
Like I'm gonna keep it a buck. I already have an Xbox Elite controller that kind of like plugs into damn near everything PC. I was literally about to walk over and grab mine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're nice. It feels great. It's a good controller.
Again,
what's the purpose of me not using this?
Facts. And I'm not like, you know what I'm saying, losing my life over like, again, the most competitive FPS thing. So Scuff isn't the first thing that's coming to my mind for a controller that's PC only. You know what I mean? I'm just like, but again, I'll give you the business, my business gut. What it tells me is there's a lot of people who are, again, I guess more casual gamers who are mainly on the console side. They're looking to get more performance out of their FPS games, and they notice that games like Call of Duty, the Battlefields, again, they're gonna run better with PC rigs. So why not build a PC only controller that's palatable for them, and you know, gives us a quick buck, and it's like a new kind of, I guess it's an emerging little sub market or whatever, and it's free. It's not necessarily free money, but it's an easy segue for people because they're not gonna relearn mouse and keyboard all the way, and people might not be comfortable with that. So it's easy for them to say, oh, you're not gonna, and mouse and keyboard is too difficult. The PC leads, you'll never do that. Go have this controller that's PC only, and it's a Scuff. So you already know, like, we make good controllers. Like, from a business state, it makes perfect sense. From the personal, I couldn't give two shits about this. But again, I think they're gonna make money from this. I think this is a smart play from them. But for the people who are looking out for this generally, I'm like, why? We got an Xbox Elite controller. I'll plug in a damn, you know what I'm saying, like I'll find a way to rig a Nintendo 64 controller on this, bro. Like, we don't need this. This is mad superfluous.
The market for this is so small. The market for this is people who have a PC and hate console. Like, that's the only market. It's like people who literally refuse to play console. So they're like, you see, this is way better. It's way better than a console controller. It's like, all right, bro. I guess everything PC, bro. You got it.
Facts. That's the only other like sub market I could see taking some type of benefit or liking to this shit. Dog, just but anything is better than that damn Steam controller. I'm sorry, bro. You ever seen that? What's the old the mangaka? What's her name? Junji Ito with like the, I think it's, I don't know what it's called, bro. But she had like the rings for eyes and stuff. It was a horror one. I forgot the damn name of that shit. But it literally like two sets of those damn eyes from that manga on the controller, and it was so annoying. I'm sorry. That Steam controller.
I don't know
bad.
what it looks like. This is what it looks like.
That Steam
just looked like
looked
two big pads. And you just like you tapped them like it was a laptop. That's how you used it, like if it was a laptop.
That shit
like,
look terrible. Oh my god.
Hey, when I first saw that, I was like, this might either be the future or the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So okay, shit is ass.
Yeah, it's like, I just don't know enough. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm wrong, but this looks like a bad idea.
Honestly, man, but we can leave the controls. We can set them down for now and move on to the next topic here. It's been a minute since we kind of talked about them actively on the pod, but as part of their new season, Apex Legends. They're finally bringing cross progression and a whole host of other changes with their new season entitled Ignite. Again, they're also bringing a refreshed look to Storm Point. Again, a smaller, much more concise map to encourage more gunplay and more gunfights often, and a new respawn system that will bring you back with some of the same non-crate weapons and armor you went out with a little bit of armor on the side, and a whole bunch more coming to the platform very soon. Yeah, interesting. Maybe a little bit of better late than never, but you know, as the resident Apex haters, I feel like we should speak at least a little bit on this, man. At one point they were up, but when, how you feel?
This isn't a bad call. I think this is like a small step forward. I am a little bit interested in this just because it seems like it makes the game a lot more, like, the problem with the game, and that's the thing, is that like I don't even play the game because of any of like the systems they have in place. It's just the MMR I think is really awful, because I'm not a pred player. There's no reason I should be going up against pred players. So like that's really why I don't play this game. I think this is a good step forward for people like me who get smacked all the time and have to get respawned by their homie. Like I think this works for me, so that now when I get respawned, I'm not gonna get absolutely destroyed when I land, because these people, as soon as they hear a jet in the sky, movement on a million, they're on their way. It is literally absurd. The Wraiths are wall bouncing. I've never seen Gibby move so fast in his life. And they're on our way to our location right now. You gotta basically, it's like calling a horde in any zombie game. It's like you gotta hunker down because they're on their way. There's no way nobody's gonna come over here.
Bro, honest to God, bro. It's just that these changes look good. Again, cross progression. Damn, finally, it took till I had like complete disinterest in the game like for y'all to do it, but yeah, damn. Don't even get me started on how the mobile did that better, but whatever. That's beside.
We're not even gonna get started about there's no account mergers either. We're not even gonna talk about that, because that's also a big issue that I have, because they made me make the decision of playing on one or the other, and now I have one account with an heirloom, but one account with way more skins. So it's like, how do I decide what to transfer over?
I'm dead.
It's tough.
They give you a Joker choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Save the city or the girl you love. Like what the
bro? And it's like, come on, bro. It's digital. It's digital skins. Can you just like let me have all of it? It's not real things.
It's not, man. It's not. But yeah, the cross progression, better late than never. The new legend actually looks pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if you saw some of like the kit, but basically, I think her passive skill, she can speed up a little bit with her movements with certain guns, I think. But I know for sure, it was Conduit. That's her name. I was about to say, I'm looking through the trailer as we go. So yeah. What's it called? She has her ultimate is like an energy barrier. Like she can like disrupt a bunch of shit and damage enemies who are in it. So I think it's like counterplaying a lot of like the barricading motherfuckers who are like spread out. And I forgot what her what's it called? Her tactical was. I'm trying to remember what her tactical was looking at it. Oh yeah, okay, it was this. Yeah, it was called like a radiant transfer or whatever. So basically, like if you press it, you can give somebody like temporary shields in like a certain pinch or whatever. So it's like, again, like a temp boost in shields if they're in like a gunfight or some shit. So
that's pretty good.
It looks cool. It could be a little bit underpowered, but again, it looks like on paper the applications of it look pretty cool. So that's nice. Again, will I play this? 90% no. 90% chance no. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But there's still a 10% chance I could actually try it again. I don't know. It's just, it kind of leads back to what Wen said. It's the MMR. It's the what's the distribution of, like, again, the skill gap, and am I gonna run into preds every time I come into a lobby? Because sometimes I'm just trying to game like casually. Man,
I'm just trying to have a good time. Like it's kind of wild. They may need, and I don't like to say this, they may need to add bots, because like there's no reason I should be getting smoked out every PO. Like it's either you land in a desert with nobody there, or you get smoked out. And maybe I just suck. Maybe I need to get better. But there is
or just loosen up the MMR and non-ranked playlists, and then just tighten it up on ranked playlists. I feel like that isn't as bad of a stretch as it should be, but they just don't want to cross that line, man. They don't want to cross the line.
Yeah, it's just really tough for me to really want to get back into the game, especially when like in casual game modes. It's really hard for me to want to like tap back in, because as a casual, you're just kind of like, I'm not trying to play ranked, so I'm just trying to have a good time. Yeah. But I'm still getting stomped out in every which way. I don't know. I generally I usually feel like I have an answer to problems. I don't know what to do for Apex, but maybe I haven't touched it in a while. Maybe this will be the season I re-download it to check it out and see if I'm still wrong or not, or I'll tap in with my Apex homies and ask them like, yo, how's it feeling this season? Because it's not that I don't like this game. This game is amazing. I would like Titanfall 3 more, but we're not gonna sit here.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
oh yeah. And then speaking of which, the last time we talked about it, we thought Titanfall 3 was coming, but they just used Titans in like the Tales from the Outlands series thing as like some bait, and I was like, thanks for crushing my dreams, buddy. Appreciate it.
It's like
Also,
they know
yeah.
what we want, and then they know that we're not gonna get it.
and we won't give it to you. We were not gonna give. Some bullshit, man. But yeah, listen, we'll give it about say 3 days after the season starts. Charles will be on it. He'll give some sense. As much as he says he's gonna fight it, which is lies, he's gonna be on it.
Our Apex correspondent.
Yeah, no, for real. But yeah, moving on to yeah, I put this on there late. This happened earlier today, I believe. But we heard from Video Games Chronicle that there was some pushback, man. Apparently a large mystery game from Ubisoft is set to be delayed, and many are speculating that it's Star Wars Outlaws. But more importantly, we have more than confirmed that there's going to be another Skull and Bones delay, baby. Another delay to Skull and Bones. Let's add it on, guys. Come on, Wen. How you feel about that?
Man, I'm sure the Skull and Bones community is in shambles right now. It is quite tragic. You know, it's
all 17 of you swashbucklers are very much quaking in your boots right now. It's Shiver Me Timber season for y'all. I'm sorry.
It is a 16-person Discord, and half of them are online at one time of the day, and then half of them are on at the other time of the day. It is and this sucks because I literally was looking forward to this game so hard when it first got announced back when I was in high school.
Tough. Yeah, very much high school. And that's
here
tough.
we are. Just I don't think we're ever getting this game, but they can't cancel it for legal reasons, which I think is great.
Bro.
I love the legal reasons for them not being able to cancel it.
And it's so funny. The entire nation of Singapore are literally gonna nuke your company. You're not going anywhere, but you're stuck in a headlock. You're gonna drop the game.
Like you should, but that's honestly the right way of doing things. Like you shouldn't just cancel things if you don't like the way it's panning out. It feels like maybe the production, like the pre-production or the planning of this was just not up to par, and they just didn't. They were like, oh, let's just do whatever. Like, nah, you need to take this serious. You need to really be able to like do achievable shit. And this many delays is because you guys didn't plan this out correctly. It wasn't managed correctly, and now you guys have a big ticking time bomb on your hands. I really want this game to drop and do numbers. I can't possibly see it happening, but man, I would love if it did.
Bro, this I need it to just release. I need it to come out, but again, every delay makes it funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier. Like it's almost poetic, honestly, that again, the games that either they would cancel or they would move to the side or they would didn't put enough time on in Ubisoft's, you know what I'm saying, wider catalog. But the game that you're stuck with is one that wasn't even, it was just supposed to be some Black Flag expansion. And now the Singaporean government is forcing you. They got you at gunpoint by your hips, buddy. They putting it right to your left hand and say, you gonna keep walking forward. You gonna keep walking. You gonna put this damn game out. You gonna make daddy a hit. And you're stuck. This is hilarious to me. I'm sorry. The only people I feel sorry for are the devs who are put through hell trying to make this thing work. Like, they must be them Ubisoft officers panicking, like, bro, how the fuck are we gonna make this game? Listen, the Singaporean government said we gotta make it. I don't know how we gonna do it. We just trying to push it together. This has to be, honestly, and again, I'm doing something with games like this. There's something will be coming with games like this, but again, this has to be one of the biggest, like, again, pending flops ever. This has to be one of the biggest pending flops ever. Again, E.T. was bad. E.T. back in the day was bad. They buried copies in like the Mojave or whatever the hell.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They buried them copies. I respect that. But when you got the whole government of a nation put, like, literally got something in the back of your head and they keep beating your ass until you say you gonna drop this game for like 8 years. It's been a decade. It's been a decade. You know how much money they lost on this? And they haven't even got a beta still out. The beta closed for like a weekend. They were like, nah, we gotta push it back, bro. This ain't happening. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
They should not do a beta for this game.
Dog. They tried to test. They tried to test from like months ago.
They shouldn't do that. They should not do that at all. They need to do a demo at the most, and even then, I wouldn't even drop the demo until the game released.
They need that literally, like, the demo needs to come out when the game drops, and you never speak of this game again. Never speak of this game.
And it's gotta be like, you gotta drop it during like Game Awards. You gotta drop it in a moment where like I'm already downloading demos because everybody's like dropping demos, and I'll be like, sure, you know, I'll throw this demo on there.
Just put it in.
Anything else, it's like you drop it on a random Tuesday. I'm not even reading the tweet. I'm like, oh, Skull and Bones. All right, cool, whatever. Scroll up.
Like, what Singaporean Suge Knight counterpart it actually cleared this project? My man said, oh yeah, we gonna make them work. We gonna make them work. They're not leaving, buddy. They're not leaving.
We gonna get this game out. We gonna get this game out. Meanwhile, Ubisoft is making Netflix TV series. It's like, no. We gonna get this game out.
Facts. It said, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't try and skirt around it. You know what I'm saying? We having a good quarter. And it's like, I can see all their internal meetings like on Zoom and stuff like that. Everybody's clapping and stuff like that, all that. And then there's just the one Singaporean representative for the government just clapping slow, just like, yeah, just. So Skull and Bones, let's talk about it.
I see on the agenda Skull and Bones. You skipped over it to talk about Rayman snorting coke on Netflix. I think we have more pressing matters to attend to.
Cut through the whole vibe of the meeting. Cut through the whole vibe. Like, dog, man.
You see people mute their mics and mute their cameras?
Yeah, just, oh, shit.
The one brave soul is like, yeah, I guess we should address this.
Insane, man. Insane. I'm dead. They going crazy. But, yeah, with that, Ubisoft, good luck. You gonna need it. Well, we can move on to the next thing here. I believe what day is it today? Thursday?
Yeah.
Yes. As of this recording, I think, was it earlier today or yesterday? I don't know. I can't even remember anymore. But this week we had the Xbox Partner Preview, which was yesterday. Thank you. As of again, this recording, we had the Xbox Partner Preview, which is a quick 30-minute snippet. They were kind of going again like Treehouse style, just going through some of the third-party things that are coming to the platform in the near future. We're gonna run through some of those quick fire style and just give some quick impressions of what we saw. First and foremost, we had Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth Dondoko Island reveal. Now I know you got plenty of thoughts on this, man. Go ahead. I already saw the reaction too. This man's got thoughts.
Man. Dondoko Island is the thing about this game is they never I play these games, I never know what I want from the games until they give it to me. Like, I didn't know I wanted to play Animal Crossing in my Yakuza game, but guess what? You know what? It's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to tap in. I'm gonna have to ride the dolphin over to the island.
Oh my god, yes,
like,
you have to.
And it's so funny because it will be during the most unopportune time that they're gonna introduce this. Like, you're gonna be in the middle of like a cop chasing you, and they're gonna be like, bro, hop on the dolphin. Then you're gonna get over there and you're like, I gotta get back. My friend is bleeding out. And he's like, yes, but actually, let's set up this island first. And he's like, all right, cool, let's set up the island. And it's just gonna be random people just going over there. Because I haven't even played it, but I've played so much Like a Dragon in the past like year. Because I've been playing every single one game. I know exactly how it's gonna play out. I saw the characters who are there and I'm like, oh, I know him from this sub-story. This is already ridiculous enough. I cannot wait to play it. I'm excited to play this game mode. Will I spend hours and hours into this? Probably, because that's the thing about these Yakuza games, that they give you these random mini games that can be, these games could be $10, $15 games in and of themselves, and you would be satisfied with the price. And that's why I love these games so much, because they're giving me a Animal Crossing-esque experience while I'm playing the game with mobsters and Danny Trejo looking me in the eyes. Like, it's crazy that this is a thing, and I'm happy that it is. Like, I'll be having a blast in this game, man. Kudos to them. Like, if the game comes out in January and they just keep surprising me with more content, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, we also added a first-person multiplayer shooter into the game as well. That's also gonna be part on launch, and none of this is DLC. That's what's cool about it. It's like, it's all in the game.
I feel like, again, the Yakuza Like a Dragon games, at least from what I've played, even the older ones, they were never stopped to be like, yo, we're just gonna put whatever the fuck we want in it. Like, we're just gonna pack it as much as we can with stuff for you to do, whether it be, again, minuscule, whether, you know, be the most grandest thing. Like, we're gonna put some shit in there. Didn't in one of these Yakuza games, like, I'm pretty sure it was, again, in one of the Like a Dragon ones recently, like, you had a point where you could just completely break the turn-based system and just start fighting motherfuckers like in the old style.
No, so that's in the new one.
Oh, it's a new one. Oh, okay. That's almost off a new one then. So, which is still
like,
insane to have on your docket.
Nuts. Like, it's wild. It's just so random because you're just like in the middle of this like mobster-esque story, and they're like, yo, bro, do you want to run a business? And then you become one of the top businesses in Japan, and you're just like, all right, cool. Like, they showed me like full commercials made with the characters, like in the commercials, and I'm like, this is like a level of production you don't need for a mini side game.
Yep.
But they do it because they're like, yo, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right, and that's why I love these games. I cannot get enough. I hope I have a million more games like this because I'm excited.
I hear it. And then next up on the docket, we had Ikaro Will Not Die from, I believe it was Future Labs, the folks who made Power Wash Simulator. So they were just getting partnered with Thunderful, and then they come from, again, Power Wash Simulator to this insane action roguelite, you know what I'm saying? That's like, again, momentum based and all that stuff. Like, it looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This actually looked like cooler than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know how you felt about it.
No, it looked pretty dope. It looked like it kind of gave me like Warframe vibes in terms of movement.
Yeah.
And if it's a Game Pass game, for sure tapping in.
Yeah, no, I agree. It just, yeah, the momentum of it. Again, some of these attacks look super fucking dope. Like, it's not necessarily like a Ghost Runner type of thing. Well, maybe more like third person Ghost Runner type vibe.
It reminds me of like Roller Drome if you played that game.
Oh yeah, I
like
do see
low
it.
key, like movement doing some damage, but you don't want to just like fight people randomly. You want to do the movement at the right times to get things done.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, this definitely look cool. We had our first gameplay look at Still Wakes in the Deep. Again, some Deepwater Horizon gameplay, but if they added some monsters in that bitch, that was there. I don't know what you made of that.
Scary, looked good. Honestly, it looked scary, but it also looked really interesting. It is a good concept. I love the concept.
Yeah, 100%. I think we did say this before in a previous episode. Like, this is a perfect way to do a horror game. This is a perfect setting, honestly. Again, a lonely ass rig where something went wrong, and you're in like the scariest place possibly ever, the ocean, the middle of the motherfucking ocean. Like, it just fits.
Wonderful setting. Like, it's a good idea because it's something that like I wouldn't even want to be on that with people. And now you're telling me that you're there by yourself. That's gotta be horrifying.
Deadass. And they didn't give too much out of the game to show the monster. They didn't give that last little snippet at the end where you're climbing down the ladder, which is good. Don't reveal anything too much.
The whole game could be me walking through dark hallways, and it would be scary as
it was. Again, most of that trailer was still like, I was like, ugh, I got the creeps a little bit.
I was like, I'm not playing this, but I want to see somebody play it.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to test myself and try, but I know me, I might bitch out like an hour in because we had the first little pass through. Listen, I know what happened to me during Alien Isolation. I know what happened. I'll be honest. All right, but yeah, this stuff looked like just really eerie, and I like that they embraced the settings, and like it just felt like, okay, super desolate on the outside and then just mad claustrophobic on the inside with like the inner workings of the rig and stuff. So it looks super cool. Yeah, that was fire. We had RoboCop Rogue City. We had another look at that game. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's such a stiff looking shooter, but it's just like, I'm not mad at it. Exactly. I'm kind of not mad at it. I'm not necessarily like looking out for it, but again, if you want some mindless, like, again, just like not necessarily a rail shooter, but it's just like, it just feels like one of those arcadey rail shooter type things. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I'm happy to put it on Game Pass. That's the only thing I really have to say about that. Like, I just don't know. I don't know who's looking out for RoboCop. That's kind of where it comes down to. It's like, I'm not looking out for RoboCop. I haven't even seen the movie. Do I want to see the movie? Not really. Maybe to see Red Foreman in like a movie, but other than that, I'm just kind of like, I never saw RoboCop and was like, I want to be that guy. Like, nah, I'm kind of good.
Definitely did not. No, there's no way in hell I want to be fucking Peter Weller getting this shit rocked in the first 5 minutes. God! No, I'm good. I'm okay. But you know what I'm saying? I'll give this game a little bit of slack. It actually looks kind of cool. Would I play it mindlessly? If it's less than 10 hours, I would absolutely play this game. I will say that. Yeah. If it's less than 10 hours. I would absolutely. If it's just
a quick experience, I'd be more down for it. But it doesn't strike me as something that I'm like, gotta tap into this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I hear it. And then right after that, we had our first gameplay look at Dungeons of Hinterberg. And again, got some gameplay views of, again, some of the combat, some of the traversal, some of the, again, just the platforming as well, some of the social system, to where, again, the different people you interact with will give you different perks and, again, add-ons and power-ups and such throughout the level. Again, some indication there's about like 30 dungeons, again, in this game as well. I spoke about this when it was first revealed. I really like the look of this game. I think there was a little bit of, I guess, either optimization or frame smoothness things from the first thing. It might have been my computer, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But from what I saw, could have been a little bit smoother. But overall, I like the look of this. I like the cell shading, I like the style, I like that combat. I'm on the hunt for these games in this kind of like this smaller pocket. Like, I'm calling them Kenna Bridge of Spirits games. These are the Kenna titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're smaller, more compact experiences, third person, super fun, just a really distinct art style. That type of vein, I really like these kinds of games. So I'm on the lookout for this. This looks pretty cool to me, and I feel like the gameplay reveal validated what I was thinking from beforehand.
Yeah, it looks really fun, and from what I've seen even before this, I was like, it looks very interesting as a game. I'm probably gonna try this on Game Pass because it looks like something that I'd be more inclined to play. So, and I agree with you on the art style. It is very sharp, and I feel like it stands out a bit.
Yeah, it's poppy. I really do like it. I like, again, like I'm a fool for Borderlands as well. So anything that has like some type of any rendition of cell shading in certain forms, I'm gonna like jump to a little bit more. So yeah, it looks cool. I'm rocking with it. Let me see. Spirit of the North 2 got a first reveal, and I was completely unfamiliar with Spirit of the North, but like this was looking,
yeah,
actually,
no, this
like,
looked good.
Actually really good. I was surprised at how like sharp this shit was looking. But yeah, I don't know how you made it.
It felt like kind of like a Shadow of the Colossus-esque game. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of just like, hey, this feels like something that I want to. You're not gonna get a lot of like dialogue, a lot of explanation. You're kind of just like vibing out the whole time, kind of like a journey. That's what the vibe was giving me, and it made me want to play the first one because I might want to tap into the second one. Because this looks interesting. It looked interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of this game prior to this announcement. Honestly, I didn't know it was the first one. But again, it's like, if you want to lump it somewhere, this joint, like, again, Ori and the Blind Forest. You know what I'm saying? That I could immediately think like that. What was the other game that came out recently? It was in black and white earlier this year. With the it was like all black and white art style. It was with the deer and the little dog. Oh my gosh.
Blanc.
Thank you so much. Yes, like that type of, again, cooperative experience, and it just looks fully fleshed out, again, with the color, with the scale. It's super cool. I'm not mad at it. Next up we had, there it is for you, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the first look at actual gameplay in the new engine. What did you make of that?
It looked good. It looked. The graphics were pretty solid. It wasn't anything out of the world though. Like the way the cinematic trailer, I felt like they were selling the graphics when they were showing me the cinematic trailer, because they didn't really show me anything but just graphics and stuff like that. I was looking at the graphics and I was like, this is sharp, but it's not. I'm not sitting here like this is God of War sharp. Like it's nice, but when I saw the gameplay, it was like very much reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah. It looked like a really sharp remake, like a remaster, a really sharp one of those. And I wasn't really blown away because Delta seemed like it was going to reinvent this game. Like they were going to take this game and kind of take it to another level, create a different kind of gameplay style. In my mind, when I saw Delta, I was like, maybe they're going to make this game and play it like you were playing Metal Gear Solid 5. It didn't look like that, and I'm not against that. I think this choice was a good choice regardless, because if you're somebody who's a fan of Metal Gear Solid 3, maybe you don't want to play Metal Gear Solid 5, maybe you want to play Metal Gear Solid 3 but with good graphics.
Just a graphical update.
But because of that, it makes me wonder, am I going to pay $70 for this? It's the same problem I have with the Metal Gear Solid collection. Am I going to pay $60 for 3 games that got ported over?
Yeah.
Like, is this a cash grab? That's the question. Every time a Konami game comes out, I feel like that's my question that I have to ask. Is this a cash grab? And a lot of the times, the answer should be no, but it doesn't feel like it is.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna be mad at that. Again, I'm the more unfamiliar of the two when it comes to Metal Gear Solid, but this was the question that did pop up across. Like, there was, again, I don't want to completely, bring all other facts into the case, but they were looking at comparisons from somebody who kind of did a newer version on their own with an emulation of the Metal Gear Solid original franchise compared to the Konami one that they just came out with, and they were like, yo, the other version that somebody else did was way better than the one Konami did. Like, I feel like Konami kind of phoned it in, and that's something that I think that's a valid thing to ask yourself on the way, you know, to the buildup of Metal Gear Solid Delta. Like, this, like, is it just, you know, they're providing some of the basic updates and the coasting textures, but not really adding enough in terms of the gameplay additions to it? You know what I'm saying? Again, if it's just that singular port, can you even do that to the hilt? I hope you can, but or would people want more than that? You know what I'm saying? Maybe adding some more of those elements from, again, like the Phantom Pain or maybe a more fresher Metal Gear Solid game to that. You know, who knows? But all I know is Konami finna make that bag. That's all I know. Konami's here to make that bag, and what decisions and what I guess effects that might have on the games that they produce, we can only know. You know, so we can only know in post. So we'll figure it out. But you know, it looked sharp though. It looked sharp. I give them that.
It did look sharp. It looked nice.
You know, yeah, respect. We had Manor Lords. It was kind of like a historical city builder that's coming day one to Game Pass. Kind of like just a medieval citizenship builder and stuff like that. And they just go to war and stuff. And that
look cool.
Not necessarily my bag.
Game
Game Pass, yeah, literally. Yeah. We had the finals open beta trailer. We're gonna skip that because we got to give impressions on that probably next week when we get some game time with it. And allegedly, people's getting in. I don't know who, but you know what I'm saying. Allegedly, people found some ways. We had an announcement on Ark Survival Ascended, which is basically just the first game rebuilt in Unreal Engine 5 with extra capabilities, the lighting upgrades, and all that good stuff. Yeah, thumbs up. Extra stuff. Unreal Engine 5. Wow. Boom.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ark, I guess.
Yeah. And the last thing we got was a launch trailer and some new gameplay snippets from Alan Wake 2, which has been receiving a lot of good reviews over this past day or so. And it's been looking like another like solid banger up for 2023. So I don't know how you feel about that little extra, you know, stuff we got before the game dropped.
It looks really good, and I've always wanted to play the Alan Wake games, but I never had a chance to. And this game looks really, really, really nuts. I am interested in it. I was watching the gameplay trailer and I thought to myself, like, it gave me PT vibes. And I was like, damn, I remember playing that trailer, that demo, and being like super spooked. It looks really dope. I kind of wrote this game off a little bit because in my mind I was just like, it's a horror game, it's whatever. But I'm honestly really happy with the scores it's getting, and it's really good to see because it feels like there are games don't have to be a specific genre, a specific style for it to be good.
100 man. And yeah, I haven't touched an Alan Wake in a very long time. I feel like I played some of the first one a long time ago. I feel like it was like I feel like one of them was like an Xbox Gold game, like Games for Gold or whatever, like from way back, I feel like. But in any case, this shit looked really good. Again, this little gameplay snippet that we got as well, I like just for me, the focus was just the graphical like fidelity of it, bro. Like the boss that she was fighting in there, again, like you walked up and it was this old ass lady, but as soon as you started putting shots in, she like did this attack where like she'd sink, like both halves of her body would sink into the middle and it'd be like this water pool that would come towards you. And I'm just like, visually, for the level that technology's at right now, one of the most immediate beneficiaries of those technologies are horror games and people who can apply that in as many different ways as possible. And Remedy's at the forefront of that. Remedy, we already seen what Remedy can do with Control, with Quantum Break and stuff like that. Games that I think looked really good and had really good effects. And Alan Wake, I feel like, is the peak of their powers when it comes to they can apply this shit in the most direct and impactful way possible. Just those little snippets here and there. I'm like, dog, I'm buying flares for me, and I don't even know if I'm buying the game. I'm buying 10 flares in my house. Everything gonna be lit up. Elgato lights all over this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think I'm just happy to see Alan Wake doing its thing in terms of the critical reception, and honestly, that's something I want to play. I'm hoping this last stretch of weeks in the year, I can get to go back on some things I missed, like Dead Space. I didn't get to play. This I'm probably not gonna play until I'm finishing with a couple of other things. Like, I want to get through a couple of, like, again, the bigger things that have been going on right now, and then I can go back. Now that Spider-Man's out and all the major stuff is pretty much like settled for this year, I want to do that, and Alan Wake 2 is definitely going to be in that rotation for me. So yeah, good stuff. First partner preview, solid stuff. Again, yeah, just more smaller stuff, more frequent stuff like this. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, no, I think it was a pretty solid showing. I like these, and I want more of these because I don't want to have to sit through like 3-hour long Xbox showcases. Like, I would rather have you show me the smaller, the cooler stuff on its own showcase, and then do all big stuff somewhere else.
Facts. I agree. Just the more frequent you need to show up, you know what I'm saying? Like, the better. And I feel like doing this, now that, again, we can speak on it a little bit later, but now that they've acquired, you know what I'm saying, the big fish that they got, spreading all this content out in a more frequent basis is probably going to be the best play for them. Just like, hey, the more the merrier, and the better you can slice and dice it across the year is gonna be the best look for you between, you know, the audience that you're looking for. So good shit. Moving on from Xbox partner preview to some Xbox has been, you know what I'm saying, putting out over the past couple of weeks. Starfield, again, it's been out in the wild for a good little while now, and we had some news that an ex-Bethesda lead designer by the name of Bruce Nesmith, he gave some details on the initial back and forth of what was possibly going to be what Starfield was, and basically the kind of two, I guess, schools of thought that they were fighting against in terms of the exploration was, one, Bruce's side, which was trying to champion more of the, again, a more detailed, probably 24 solar systems, very detailed, very explorable, much more tight-knit, or the other side, which is what we see in the final product now, which was the procedurally generated planets, the far-reaching universe that comes through that system. And I guess there was a quote behind it that came with it as well from Bruce that stated, quote, I think some of the exploration stuff didn't come through as well as it could have. So I know that's probably been a pretty big point of contention for Starfield. I don't know how you felt about his comments and what that could have meant for the game. But how you feel about that one?
Maybe, but I also think that 24 solar systems, so that's like what, 24 solar systems with, I'm assuming, let's say minimum 4 planets each, so that's 24 times 4, what's that, like 98 planets or something along those, 96 or something along those lines.
Let me get my calculator out. I'm off work. I don't do math like this.
I feel like I'm right.
96.
Like,
96.
That's,
yeah,
that's a lot of planets.
It was, yeah.
That's a lot of planets to thoroughly design and make interesting enough. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, you're not, even if you gave me 98 individually designed planets with a lot of like intricacies and stuff like that, I'm not hitting all 98. There's no way I'm hitting all 98. Could it have been better in the long term? Like, yeah, I'm sure the planets would have way more quality of life if I would have showed up to these planets, actually cared, because like there's more stuff to do in them. But it just seems like if you would have took that time out and told me that there's 98 planets to explore, I would still be talking about how the combat still feels very meh, because it just feels like Fallout without VATS. Like that's the kind of issue that I have. Like, I feel like the exploration, maybe the exploration could have been better, but my issue was with not being able to fly my ship into the system and then land it and then fly it out. It's all cutscenes. Maybe that's my problem with the game. My problem isn't with the planets not being super like diverse and having all this crazy stuff. My issues is other problems with the game. So maybe this could have benefited them. Sure, 98 planets of like actually designed out stuff would have been way cooler, but I don't know if that would necessarily save the game. If anything, I feel like it would have added more time to this game, and in turn creating still the same product that I had, which was a very meh feeling of the game.
Yeah. On one hand, I would have liked to seen the level of depth and quality they could have put into like 24 solar systems. Again, probably close to 100 planets. Like, they could have a full reign to just creatively mesh with, and they could have, again, it's just like bringing things, again, those explorable points of view. Again, sometimes some barren wasteland, sometimes some explorable, but I feel like they would have more reign and control. The problem is the level that Bethesda, you know, weaves things into their storylines, and they have, again, different characters and stuff. Some of that would have shined, but at what cost of time? I agree with you on that point. At what cost of maybe they might get too deep in the weeds, and it might, you know, that might kind of put a hamper on, you know, what their timeline was for releasing the game, or, you know, again, just putting certain things in place. Maybe that could have been actually a hindrance, as Bethesda could have got too Bethesda-y, you know what I mean? And trying to put their stamp on everything and every planet of the 100, and, you know, that might have contributed to something, you know, it contributed something more in one area but less than one. So I'm not necessarily mad at the procedurally generated stuff, because again, I take it for, I'm not mad at the level of how planets are laid out. Even to a certain extent, and like, again, in Mass Effect, there were some planets you couldn't even fucking see. You just scour, you just scavenge, you just look at it, scavenge it, go. That's literally like that, and I didn't feel mad about that at all. So it's not necessarily the outlay of planets. It's just, for me, what got me lost, and I'm a decent way through. I still haven't finished the main story, by the way. I'm still a decent amount through, but it got lost in the shuffle. I ain't gonna lie. Spider-Man came out and shit got serious. I'm sorry, y'all, but it was just that. The cohesion across all of these things that you're trying to build, making that smoother, and I feel like that is what, you know, got lost a little bit in translation. Trying to make all of that seamless, that's where stuff got a little bit clunky. Like, oh, we have, you know, we have the vast galaxy over here, we have the deep storylines over here, but getting to those getting from one to the other might be a little bit clunky, and might, again, like you said, way back in another episode, take us out the experience to get to another one. It's like, it's not a smooth transition. It's just, oh, jump, loading screen, put me there, which for the overall gameplay feel, it might not be the most positive outcome. You know what I mean? So yeah, I completely understand it, and it could have been a valid thing. You know, that potential way of tightening up the amount of planets and just going super into detail with each of them, that could have been a better play, but who knows? But I don't think that's necessarily the main problem, but, you know, like, I still think it's a decent game overall. I still think it's actually a good game, like a really good game, but it's just certain things didn't enable it to be the smoothest across all of the experiences and all the systems that it provided. So it was just that, and again, over time, I think that could be fixed. And again, mods already addressed that shit in like a month. That's already addressable. It's just seeing that in a full finished project from the official people top down. It's a different perspective, but, you know, that is what it is. Pushing on here, we had Nintendo America head and former castle-sized Mario op Doug Bowser suggested that the next Switch console will have backwards compatibility, with a quote from his Inverse.com statements and interviews. It said, and I quote, "Our goal is to minimize the dip you typically see in the last year of one cycle and the beginning of another. The Nintendo account is a strong basis for having that communication as we make that transition." So a lot of people saying 2024 is the likely year we're going to see the next Switch, and it may most likely come with backwards compatibility. When, how we feeling?
I think that this is an interesting take, mostly because when the Switch came out, it had no backwards compatibility. I do think that maybe they're trying to do like a 3-year thing, like 3 console life will have compatibility. So like Switch, let's say the next one is a Super Nintendo Switch, and then like the Switch 4X or whatever, like those 3 will be backwards compatible. But then like the next generation after that will be like the beginning of a 3rd, and then like it won't be backwards compatible with those games anymore. Maybe that's something that, like, because like the Switch wasn't backwards compatible with the Wii or the Wii U. They just made those games from that system on the Switch, and you have to buy them again. I think this is a good idea though, because I can't imagine a new Switch console having enough support to justify people buying another Switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't want to play this Switch anymore, I'm gonna play the new thing. Like, I'm just gonna keep playing on my Switch, or people are just not gonna buy the new system until there's enough games to validate the purchase. So like the same way the PS5, when it came out, a lot of PS5 games that people were playing, like Miles Morales was a PS4 game. Like a lot of these games are PS4 games. So like when I bought my PS5, or when people bought PS5s, they were like, I can still play my old game, so it's not like a big ass purchase for no reason. Because that game, it dropped in like 2020, when really there wasn't that much money to be going around. But now you could justify the purchase because I still have games for it. Backwards compatibility, always amazing. Nintendo has been known for always having backwards compatibility. Like, I believe since from the jump, like Super Nintendo, like all these, they've really been good about it. They're not so good about the older stuff now because it's really hard to
like
make
skip it.
GameCube games.
Yeah.
Like,
jeez.
they definitely aren't the best at it. But hearing this, it just makes sense. Will we get a new Switch? Maybe. I'm not really holding my breath, but we could always use a better console than the Switch. It's just when you're starting to play 2D indie games that will run better on like a cell phone than they do on your Nintendo Switch. It's kind of time. You kind of got to call it.
Yeah, I agree. I got no further notes. I completely agree with that one. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. But pushing forward here, we got a bunch of new details on that upcoming action RPG called Phantom Blade Zero. We got a new dev interview that just detailed a whole bunch of new stuff from that game, which I personally was really excited about. There was a bunch of shit that came from it. I'm about to say, well, fuck it, I get into it. Going from point to point, basically, it's basically just kind of like a fantasy-sized version of Ming Dynasty China. It just has a lot of different influences to be a darker tone. Again, looking to be a kind of that blend of stealth combat, aerial combat, a lot of different planes. Got a I think it's a Sahachi. If I butchered that, I'm so sorry. A Sahachi is a special weapon, and again, you got your blades. Lots of different semi-open world activity to get into. A lot of different, again, handcrafted maps on that end. They said at the end there might be a playable demo in 2024. So it looks like we might have some access to it coming next year. But from what we saw, it's looking good. But I'm curious to see what else is coming through with it. How you feel about it, Wen?
It looks like a really good game. I'm really excited for it. It reminds me. I still feel like it's gonna be very similar to Sekiro, and I think it's gonna be like a new version of a Sekiro game, which is a really good thing because Sekiro is an amazing game. I don't like. So I'm assuming if it's demo 2024, I'm assuming the game will come out 2025.
Yeah,
but
unless it's early. If it drops first quarter of 2024, then I'll give you a chance
sooner.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case because they showed it at 2023 for a game that's gonna be in 2025. Man, that's just too long of a hype train, and I think it's gonna get muddled down by the time it comes out. But if we're talking like January 2024, they drop the demo or they drop like some new gameplay trailer, then they're like, yo, summer of 2024,
that
it would be amazing.
Perfect. That would be so perfect. Oh my gosh, summer games, damn it, just drop something in the summer. Damn,
summer.
I'm drowning right now. I'm drowning in games. Then please help us. Like, dog.
My big like rush hasn't even really hit yet because it's like Mario Wonders, Spider-Man. I think Jusant drops on the 31st, and then Yakuza on the 8th. November 3rd, I think, is the new Nicktoons game. The Smash Bros game.
Oh my! And they re-upped all that. It looks good. Oh.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. It's like there's a lot of games dropping. And there's still games in the backlog. Like there's still a bunch of games in the backlog. It doesn't even like there's just too much. There's just too much. But yeah, hopefully a summer release. I know they don't want to drop in 2025 because whatever hype they have built up is gonna get gonna get destroyed by GTA 6. So
bro.
I wouldn't even release a game in 2025.
This is the thing though. This is the thing that's killing me too. It's like okay. This year, obviously, one of the best years we've had in gaming in a long time. Like, this one is fucking insane. But I feel like the closer we get to 2025, people are just like, all right, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's either drop now or just wait to get over, because people are still like dodging. They're waiting to see that Take-Two announcement. Like, hey, what Rockstar doing over there, bro? Where y'all at real quick? You know what I'm saying? Because on either side, it's gonna be absolutely scary hours, and then the biggest boom you've ever seen of everybody dropping with crazy stuff. So it's
if I'm a video game director and I would turn on my notifications for Rockstar games
every time
on YouTube.
Every time.
And the moment I see a new thing drop, I'll be like, all right, everybody, we're gonna take the rest of the day off, but I bought us a big bottle of whiskey. We're gonna watch this trailer in the conference room. Everybody have a cup. We're probably getting cooked. So
bro, I'm gonna have that PR delay statement ready. It's gonna be cock loaded, son. As soon as it's same day as that GTA trailer. Bow. Oh man, listen, there's been some technical delays. You know what I'm saying? There's just been stuff's not coming out the way we want it. We're gonna work hard for you guys. Let's get the fuck out of the way, GTA.
I'm moving I'm moving the entire company a year into the future. Actually, the day that we start this company is actually moving past the GTA deadline.
Just to be sure. So insane.
It's gonna be nuts.
But yeah, man, Phantom Blade Zero definitely looks good. I will say it doesn't have as much benefit as say, again, what's it called? Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, Black Myth Wukong. I feel like, again, Black Myth Wukong, Phantom Blade, Rise of the Ronin, these games are coming out hot from the East. I think all these look really good, but I feel like to the people who aren't paying a closer eye to all these games being developed, they're gonna try and choose one instead of trying to get to all of them in different regards, and it's gonna be a race. It's a race to the bottom, a race to zero. You know what I mean? And right now, Black Myth Wukong has the most stake in this type of race, at least in my opinion, because I feel like people aren't gonna pay a closer eye to each of these games providing different experiences. They're just gonna see, oh, there's this game that looks like Sekiro, or there's that game that looks like this, that, and the third. When they're all of them are completely fucking different. I know I'm gonna play all them shits because all of them look good. Deal with different shit. One of them deals with like wuxia shit. One of them deals with like just completely like Japanese shit. It's completely different. But to the common man, to the layman, to the consumer, this shit is it just, I feel like it's gonna be too packed and too tight of an announcement schedule from all of them for them to get all of them. So I feel like Phantom Blade Zero has to either make a play to drop in a very favorable window and have a consistent, notification schedule with their content. Again, the closed beta test, update, drop. Or they need to just make that clear, an entire clear out until after or towards the end of 2024 and make way for that, because I believe Black Myth Wukong's coming out summer of next year. I think they said summer of some next year, I believe.
Sure, that's what they say.
Yeah, okay. They said summer. I'm gonna go off what they last said. I'm not saying I don't believe them, but I said they're going off that. So there's that window. Rise of the Ronin has no date, so I can assume that's gonna be 2025, honestly. But yeah, it's just timing is key. Timing is key. So we'll figure it out. Moving on here. So it's been a little bit, since the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 beta came out, and I don't know what possessed me to download it. I don't know. It was definitely nostalgia. It was 100% nostalgia that decided to get me in there, because I wouldn't have touched this motherfucking thing. I didn't even touch Modern Warfare 2, and it wasn't that strong. But I decided to go back. When you got some games in there as well. How'd you feel about the beta?
So first things first, I never realized how much of a Call of Duty sweat trip was. I genuinely did not believe.
What do you mean?
I didn't believe it. Like I was like, man, I've never seen Tripp play Call of Duty like that. So I was just like, he's probably good. Like, we're all good at shooters, but I was just like, I didn't think. And this motherfucker's dropping 50 bombs like it's nothing. Like, it was absolutely it was just a regular day. And I was like kind of annoyed, because I'm like, bro, what do you mean you're dropping 50? Like, I don't even know how you do this in this game. Like, I'm just getting absolutely murdered in each direction. It was nuts. It was nuts. But I played the beta. Not worth $60. If that's the experience I'm getting. And I don't want to be a hater. Actually, I am a hater. The reason I'm a hater is just because it was fun, but you're not finna give me. It's the same issue I have with Metal Gear Solid. You're not finna give me the same maps you guys designed back before I was even in high school and sit here and tell me oh, we did a lot of work putting this map together. No, you didn't. You did a lot of work putting the textures together. And I don't even think a lot of y'all did that. I think there was maybe a team of a couple guys. To sell me Modern Warfare 2 in a Modern Warfare 3 bundle for $70? Bro, the gunsmith stuff is cool. The gun stuff is cool, but you're selling nostalgia, fam. And I understand a lot of people are like, yo, this is the best Call of Duty I've ever played in my life. Yeah, buddy. Sure, you played it before too. I promise you that. The one back then was also just as good, right? Definitely was fun. It was a lot of fun, but I don't think I'll be spending. If you would have told me that this was free, yeah, I'd download it. I'd download it in a heartbeat if that mode was free. But it's not. It's gonna be $70, and I'm not really trying to spend that money on a game that I've already played beforehand. And there are some differences, but it's not enough for me to really come up out of my wallet for it, Beta was fun. Gunplay was tight. The sound was great. Very punchy. The problem that I still have with these games is that they're literally a terabyte of
Oh my
size,
gosh. Oh
or
my
like
gosh.
it's
And the
100
setup,
something gigabytes.
going through what's the name?
Yeah, you have to go through Call of Duty HQ to then
Yeah,
install the
the
extra part.
battle
Like I
net.
just,
Oh my gosh.
you guys are not trying when it comes to making the game easy to set up. Like you guys are not trying when it comes to making the game like a regular size. You guys aren't trying. And I know we all noticed this because there's no reason I download the multiplayer and it's 130 gigabytes. And then Warzone is like 230 gigabytes. Like there's no way you guys are compressing anything over there. And you can't tell me you are, because games like Apex, which had, you guys had one map. Apex at one point had like 3 maps in rotation, almost
At
the same
scale.
amount of guns. Yeah, at scale. And then you guys are telling me like, this game is 90 gigabytes and our Warzone, just Warzone, is 200 gigabytes. There's absolutely no way. Red Dead Redemption 2, better textures, better quality, bigger size map. Not the same. It's like 100 gigabytes less than you. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. You guys are lying to me.
Yeah, nah. Let me first start off by defending myself and say, am I a former reformed Call of Duty sweat? Maybe that could be the case. I will say the combination of the the letterings M, W, and 3 made me feel a certain way. I will be honest. The previous Modern Warfare 3 was my favorite Call of Duty of all time. So something may happen to me when I feel those combination of letters in my vicinity. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. But I will start with some of the bad about this experience. Getting into the game was a pain in the fucking ass, bro. Oh my gosh. We're coming from the BattleNet side. It's so annoying. I tried to play it early too on the PS5 version, but again, I don't play shooters on consoles anymore. That's disgusting. I would never subject myself to that hell again. That's bad. So through BattleNet, it was just like, again, I got crashes. There was clunkiness, like the downloading of the actual, again, the tool itself, so much memory. Damn, so much storage is taken up from it. The shaders, again, are going to be the shaders as usual thing. I'm not even that mad at that. But the packet burst that was affecting everybody throughout the weekend. Again, I understand it's a beta. But coming a month away from you actually playing this game, packet burst, you won't see the end of it. And I don't know if it was an internal issue or whatever. I'm not the foremost expert on how those things occur, but I was doing every damn thing that these people online were saying to do to fix packet burst, and this shit was still happening to me in a very, very abundant amounts. I just like there was probably a good one day at the beta where I was like, it happened like every single game, like 6 matches in a row, and I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm not gonna play it today. So the consistency with the connection issues, the latency, the packet burst, I hope that can subside by the time this game drops. Honestly, anything else that was really negative from it was just mostly those issues, just kind of the setup, the memory, and like just the consistency of the experience due to connection. Those were my biggest gripes of like, what the fuck, like what's happening here. Outside of that, oh yeah, the ground war I did not like. I played like 2 matches. I did not like that ground war. I just did not like that. Just play it on. You can just play it on regular maps, bro. You can just play at least halfway on regular maps. You didn't have to do you didn't have to try and copy the Battlefield 2042 steez to do that, bro. Just play classic ground war, make it mayhem, and that's fine. Honestly, you don't need to sugarcoat ground war, and that's crazy because ground war used to be my favorite mode of all time in like any game. Like literally, just play ground war. Just play it in the same maps. Just make it chaotic, hectic, and you'll be fine. Like something else will come of it. But that's beside the point. You just didn't need. You did too much there, in my opinion. But on to the things I liked. First and foremost, I'll start with the gameplay loop. Over several Call of Duties, I feel like things were out of fucking whack. Either you had to deal with the harsh campers, hard camping in one area, 2 bullets, you're out of there, you know what I'm saying, and there was nothing you could do, or you're dealing with all the movement gods. And if people on audio version can't see me, I'm literally like just swinging about in my room right now. You're dealing with the movement gods and stuff, and there's nothing you can basically do. I feel like, at least in terms of my playstyle and my preference, I feel like I could deal with both. There were situations where I could deal with both sets of players very well. The gunplay, again, felt really, really tight. The gunplay felt very, very consistent. There were a variety of guns I could use, and I felt like I had a chance in a lot of different engagements. I haven't said that in a long time. I don't think past Call of Duties, there's like 3 guns you rotate with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna be using like 3 guns. In this game, in this beta, I feel like I used damn near every gun. I feel like I had a good chance of winning a gunfight with in different engagements. Again, if I was too short with the SMG, definitely it made sense. I wasn't gonna, you know, win a gunfight, but I could still pop shots and feel decent about, again, putting a beat on an enemy or something like that, or getting closer. My favorite gun from this beta was not even an SMG. It wasn't the ACR, it wasn't the MCR or whatever. It wasn't that, which is, again, was probably everybody's favorite because it was a laser. Nah, it was the BAS-B. That BAS-B packs a punch, baby. That shit felt so good. I absolutely loved that gun. It felt good at a variety of different ranges, especially at long range. It didn't feel overpowered to the point where I could be up close, because I was getting outgunned when I was like, again, wasn't in the right position, or I was too close and people had SMGs or faster weapons than me. It felt fair, but it felt really good. I love that BAS-B. Kill streaks, they didn't give us everything, but they seemed pretty straightforward. Again, the what's it called, the Juggernaut didn't feel overpowered, which is also good. Yeah. The Juggernaut felt like very like,
it was also easier to get though.
Yeah, definitely. That might have been like a support Juggernaut or whatever, like where you had like the shield, just a shotty or whatever. But that's fine. That's fine with me. And again, like once it didn't do the automatic thing, maybe you had to put a perk on, but like once you switch weapons, like you didn't get to just start shooting. Like it took a second for you to load up the other one, and I felt like that was a balancer in the gameplay for the Juggernaut, which was good. Yeah, everything else again just felt pretty balanced. It felt pretty balanced. If the game felt approachable, I think that's the big word that I took from it. Everything felt approachable. At least almost everything felt approachable. You know, again, the maps are tried and true classics. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not gonna either give you points for or take points off. Those are just the classic maps that we all know and love. I want Terminal now, but you know what I'm saying? That's just my personal gripe. I think everything else that came off with it cool. I want to see what new maps you can add to the mix to keep it through, because again, you're starting with the classic 16 Call of Duty maps from Modern Warfare 2. Great. Where do we go from here? What new maps you're gonna add on top? What old maps you're gonna bring in? What's the content mix going forward on that? I'm curious to see what that's gonna be like in the future. But what you showed, the spacing, some of the changes with, again, just the distances between, like, you know, the walls and certain buildings and stuff, the maps, they felt normal. Things felt just about right. Certain things that you could exploit, you still can to a certain extent, but again, it's not as either you know it or you don't. Some of these young bulls don't know about that. They don't know about the cross terminal the cross high rise shot. They don't know about that, boy. You know what I'm saying? So that felt pretty fun. And yeah, I had a good time. Yes, I did very much enjoy myself. And would I buy this game based off of what I played? I actually would. Personally, I actually would. And it's not necessarily for the maps, not for the nostalgia. Part of it, again, it could be, but I was just very impressed by at least the consistency in the gameplay, how approachable. Because I feel like in Call of Duty's past recently, you could only use so many guns before people found out the meta of one, and everybody uses that one, and you're screwed. So that felt good. Honestly, maybe the matchmaking might have been a little bit favorable. I don't know, because again, it's a beta. All the sweats are gonna probably be on because they're gonna get early access, and I didn't feel like I was getting like outplayed by everybody. I feel like I was doing good. Maybe it's because I'm a sweat myself. I don't know, but everything just felt fun and approachable, especially when I had, again, folks like Wen. I played with Ace. You know what I'm saying? Like things just felt easy to drop into. I was having a good time. So yeah. I'm very good. And also, yeah, some of the newer modes, like Hardpoint, didn't exist before. Like these maps were here, they felt like pretty normal. Honestly, they felt pretty normal, pretty like fun spots to get to. The only spot I never liked on any of the maps for Hardpoint was Rust. When you're on like the top thing on the left corner, with you got to get through the pipe or jump up on the hoops to get that, or jump on the boxes. I hate that spot. That spot is terrible. But outside of that, everything just seemed to be pretty good. Will I be checking this game out? Yes. I think I'm gonna buy it. I'm thinking I'm gonna buy it. So I will say I will give them overall some kudos and some claps for how the beta turned out. And yeah, I'm interested. Actually interested. Sons of bitches, you got me again.
Yeah, y'all have to buy me that game for me to play it. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We could split you something. We could figure out the details. You know what I'm saying? We'll do all that in post. You know what I'm saying? Hey, allegedly, but that's beside the point. Moving on from getting a little bit of life to Call of Duty to another company completely murdering the lifeblood of one of their endeavors. Nintendo seems to be on the path to stomp out the competitive scenes for their games. as they outlined new policies that limit the number of people, the amount of entry fees, sponsors and monetization, and completely eliminating cash prizes in Japan. And they imposed some lesser extents of these similar restrictions on the UK. Again, there's organizer monetary gain. You can only, they have a cap on that. They have caps on prize limits and a whole bunch of other, again, restrictions and just kind of pushbacks that will likely set the tone for how Smash and other Nintendo esports just function forevermore. So thoughts on how these, tournaments are going to function after all these new changes?
Shout outs to the Smash community for being actually, that's actually one of the few shout outs I give to the Smash community. You guys actually like keep going with this game, even though like it definitely doesn't want you to keep going with the game. Nintendo is very protective of their properties. I can't sit here and act like Nintendo has no reason to be this overprotective of stuff like this, because like the Smash scene ran a little wild, and that we all know when we were on that summer where every day was a new twit longer of people absolutely getting exposed for being disgusting human beings. So it's like, hey, if I was Nintendo and didn't care about like things that had to do with like, what's the word I'm looking for? If I was Nintendo and I didn't really care about the Smash scene or the competitive scene or things like that, I would too do a lot to repress or push down on this community. Because if I was somebody who's like, I don't really care about this game being competitive, I want to just sell my games normally, man, I would make it hard for y'all to organize shit too, because look what happened. Like, you guys had a lot of big problems associated with your games. Like, now the Smash Bros community was only really known for being smelly. Now it's known for something way worse, right? And I'm not saying that these bad apples is the reason you guys shouldn't have tournaments. I think Nintendo's rules are stupid. I think that they're dumb. I think they hurt the community, and it really is hurting themselves in the end, because the less people wanting to hold these events, the less people are going to play like Mario Kart. Mario Kart is fun. Mario Kart online by yourself is not fun. Having Mario Kart online with randoms is not fun at all. It's not a fun experience. Nobody has fun with that. The only time you do that is if you're trying to learn. And honestly, like, if I was to do a Smash event, it's more fun when you're having an event with people in person. Like, those events aren't fun because the game is there. The events are fun because there's other people who you could talk to and enjoy and talk about your love for the game. But it's one of those things where it's like, Nintendo sucks. Nintendo definitely does suck. I can't say the Smash community is innocent fully in this or the Smash community, but like, I feel bad for like things like Splatoon and things, and I'm sure there's sickos in Splatoon, and I'm sure there's sickos in all communities, but this right here is only gonna hurt Nintendo's like offline communities. It just doesn't really make sense in any like capacity. I don't know what workaround could work. Maybe that you need to go through Nintendo and have like a specific Nintendo license to hold events without these restrictions. Like, hey, we want to make sure there is.
Yeah, most of these restrictions, for what I saw, was like on community tournaments, was like, it can be classified as anything that isn't an official Nintendo branded tournament. And again, the hoops to get through that shit is.
And that's the problem. And that's what I mean is that, like, if they made those hoops, if they made it easier for people to be like, yo, I'm gonna go take a class on running an event the way you guys want it to be ran, so that we can lift these restrictions, lift these cash restrictions, because then you can have more leeway, right? But the thing is that Nintendo isn't really known for being easy to work with. They're not known for, and they're like giving them that much leeway and being like, hey, how do you want us to run your event so that we don't get sued to oblivion? Like, they're gonna be like, we want you to run the event with everybody playing with items on in Smash Bros. And then, like, you know, like that right there would be like, we're not doing that. So like, that's what's tough, is that they're not gonna work with you to make these rules. So it's really just a bad time. All I'm saying is, in November, Nicktoon Brawl 2 drops.
All-Star Brawl, baby.
If I were y'all, I'd pick up them sticks. I'd cop it on Steam, man, because this is looking a little cool. $200 prize pool is crazy, or whatever. Like, it's like $200 if I'm not mistaken. No, wait.
The limiter.
200 entry.
Yeah,
no cash prize. Oh, no cash prize. It's even worse. No money. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and battle against 200 other people
and
play for no money.
They limited like the amount of they limited the amount that you can charge for entry fees. They limited again how much a certain tournament can earn. Like, a tournament can earn from certain things, like getting that money back. And in other regions, they limited the cash prize. So again, it might not be the same in Japan as in the UK and stuff, but as it extends out to further regions, it'll be different. But I assume it's gonna follow suit generally of what they put in the UK and Japan. So it's like, dog, it's bad. I've never seen a company so dead set on alienating probably one of the most popular subsets of their community on Earth. It's like it's a consistent like extermination hunt. Like they're just trying to get them out of here.
The only thing I can see that reminds me of this, of like a company being like, we don't want you, is like GTA and the modding community. But look at the way how that works. Yeah, at first they really didn't want any mods. Now it's they knew it was unstoppable, so they made it work.
They literally didn't they literally buy fire?
They bought some people.
Yeah, they bought RP server.
5M.
The 5M folks. Yeah, literally. So it's like, it's just wild to me from Nintendo side, man. It's just wild. This like, and again, I've been the more I've been reading up on it, I've been seeing like it's beyond again the actions of the Smash community and what it stood for, and you know like what people have done. Some people were saying like, yo, Japan, like from like a cultural outlook point of view, does not see the Smash community as something that's skill based. You know, though the Smash tournaments are that, they don't see something that's skill based. They see something that's like, and they have a negative connotation towards Smash competitive in general. You know what I mean? And so the policies that they're doing to like, you know, put it out there, they're like, yo, you can't do this. And I feel like that is where a lot of that, you know, that belief in that action is coming from. Like, yo, y'all aren't skill based. This isn't something that you can, you know, earn off of. I feel like they just have a not the craziest viewpoint on, or not the most polite or delightful viewpoint on the esports thing in general. It's coming from their games, so it's different. It's different, and I feel like it's an unfortunate barrier that I don't even think anybody can surmount. Like, this is tough. The Smash community will hopefully find a way, but listen, you see how Hungry Box and all them stuff. They was moving games because they was paying better, put cash prizes out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, like I'm not gonna lie to you. And the thing is, like, I know multiverses isn't Smash. A lot of people will say that.
See you next year, buddy. See you next year.
Hey, like, I need to get that meme that it's like, get ready to learn Nick 2's World 2, buddy. It's like, that's what I need. I need that meme ready, because that's exactly what it's gonna be. It's like, I get ready to learn multiverses, buddy.
Yo, also real, bro. Like, it's
not paying. And if I'm gonna put in all this work to be good at a game, competitively good at a game, like, I'll be good at Smash. Everybody, until this day, we're still gonna play Smash. Everybody's gonna play Smash. But you think I'm gonna put extra time in off stream or off whatever to compete in tournaments for no money?
Facts. For what's easily the biggest esport, or what could be the biggest esport in the world.
They could literally have been, it could have been as big as anything. Like, it would have literally been Tekken, Street Fighter, Smash Bros. But it's not, because they don't want it to be. And Nintendo going against the grain has helped them in a lot of instances. Maybe we'll look back at this as one of the moments where it's like, wow, Nintendo could have been a lot bigger. I mean, there's actually other moments, but that's a whole history lesson.
That's a different story, man. That's a different story. But yeah, Nintendo, bruh, tisk. But we'll move on from one major company to the next. According to a lot of analyst sources, as of recent, PlayStation is under some new pressure, some new scrutiny to make major acquisitions now, with additional expectation for Sony to leverage film, TV, music, and games to enhance their cross-channel entertainment. So it seems like this push to acquire stuff and this little bit of a mini arms race we got here, it's on. And people expect Sony to make a move.
I think they definitely... Yeah, you're gonna have to acquire. There's no way around it. You're gonna have to start acquiring things, because unless Xbox stops now, which I don't see it happening, if they have the money, they're gonna acquire. Unless Xbox stops now, you're gonna have to acquire more things to keep up, because they're just gonna keep buying up the market, which is awful. And I wish there was something to stop this, but they tried to stop this, and here we are 2 years later, and it went through. So it doesn't matter. They can try to stop it. It's not gonna work, especially since I don't think there's anything as big as what they have already acquired. Everything else, if they let them acquire Blizzard, there's nothing bigger than Blizzard.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun after that.
Whatever they don't acquire, they're just going to partner with and get exclusivity or whatever. It's kind of bad for PlayStation, so they're going to have to raise up some people from the bottom and like make some banger companies that they're like, yo, you have to work with us forever, but we'll make sure that you get up there. Or just like make their money in other ways, you know? Like they across other platforms is really interesting. Like I really hope Sony keeps making. I want Sony to make TV shows. I really do, because they have some of the best narratives. And I know that there's stuff in the works, because like, you know, Last of Us was amazing. I was watching I was watching, I think it's called Blood Dragon, Captain Laserhawk.
Oh, yeah, Laserhawk. Yeah, Laserhawk. Yeah.
I watched that, and I was thinking to myself, this show is not the best. It's not. Nowhere near. It's not in my top 10 in any capacity, not at all. But I love video games so much that I watched every single episode of that, because every episode there was a reference or there was a connection or there were full-on characters from video games in the show. And I was like, damn, I want a second season of this. And I want them to keep going with this franchise because I want to see more of this. So like, if Sony could do something like that where it's like a mashup of different characters or like just like growing outside of just video games, I think that they will be fine. But it is definitely one of those things where it's like, we will see how they go about this, because right now Xbox kind of has a ball in their court.
Yeah. So yeah, Sony, duh. I mean, at this point, I don't know what the fuck else y'all expected. Y'all gonna have to get in this race. You gonna jump in that bag. You gonna carry this weight. You gonna carry this weight, brother. They put it on. They put it on y'all. They say, hey man, so we acquiring big. What's up with y'all? Now, I will say, Sony always champions the fact that, oh yeah, we'll do what makes sense for them. Honestly, there's gonna be some things in the way of them acquiring. Oh, excuse me. But I think with the market opportunities that are available now, there are potential options. First and foremost, Square Enix jumps out as somebody that they can easily acquire. They down about $2 billion. You know what I'm saying? They might need a little help out. And to boost their catalog even more, they could have Final Fantasy exclusive. They could have Kingdom Hearts exclusive. They could do a lot of things with Square Enix. So I feel like that, if they're looking to be more aggressive and they're going to be pushed to be more aggressive, that's an easy place to go because they've already been so familiar, with their previous experiences and given their history with Square Enix. Like there's room to make decisions like that for them, and I feel like a big acquisition like that is definitely on the cards. What I want it to be, I would love for it to kind of stick to just native game studios in and of themselves, and not just not publishers, not big ass, crazy ass like distributors of games, not the giant like a let's say a Gearbox or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though Gearbox isn't crazy, they publish a lot of shit. So it's just like having that much access and to just kind of destroying any horizontal competition, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's bad. To me, that's bad. They get that level of horizontal and vertical integration in the gaming space. I don't want that. Let's just stick to like solo studios. Square Enix is the one that makes the most sense, but even though they still publish some shit for other people, like that's still like, damn, that's still a tough one, but that's probably the most likely one I can see them making. On to your point about the multiple channels. Now, I see the vision. This could be complete bullshit, but I see it. The cycle's already started. You know what I mean? And this is what I talk about when it's for PlayStation. You have your turn in the sun. You have your turn in the cash cow hot seat. This happens, and I think this has been like every cycle is 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4. Take Uncharted. Yeah, like the last Uncharted, like the Lost Legacy or whatever, within the same like year and a half span, you'll have like, again, the Uncharted, Uncharted game, Uncharted, what's it called? The movie, Tom Holland. Damn it, Tom Holland. You know what I'm saying? So, but you'll have it in that little span. You know what I'm saying? That was one cycle. The next cycle over, you know what I'm saying? You'll have what's it called? Last of Us. You'll have Last of Us the remaster, the Last of Us Part 1 or whatever, remaster. Last of Us Part 2. Coming there again. The Last of Us Netflix show, all stacked within the same like year span. It's all there. You'll have the Fortnite collaboration. You'll have this on TV. You'll have that on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like the SNL spots or whatever. And all of it in like a single year to year and a half span. It all fits. It's the cash cow cycle to where you're seeing it all across media, and all you can think of is that franchise, that IP. And they want that. I think that's their ideal cycle. They want to be appearing omni-channel with their IPs as much as possible. They can only do it in part and parcel because they're not as set up in those, in those lanes to easily integrate it across. But best believe these next few cycles, you're gonna see one game, one TV show, the official score and album of God of War coming with that Amazon TV show, and then you're gonna see like probably another feature-length film. When you see Ghost of Tsushima 2 come out, that's when you're gonna see the movie come out in the next year. The gap between these projects are going to be so closely together, and it's not going to be by accident. It's going to be completely by design. This shit is going to be very planned. All this stuff is going to be it's the cash cow cycle, man. It's the Sony cash cow cycle, and it's going to happen way more frequently. We've seen it little bit by little bit, like that, the increase slowly. But it's going to happen full scale between all these media vehicles. It's gonna happen, bro. I'm telling you. Conspiracy Theory Jones is in the building. I see the play, Sony. I see the play. You're not slick, and it's only gonna get exacerbated by what they acquire. So, listen, Sony's serious about their play. It's different from Microsoft's, but they know what they're doing. They're gonna use every single resource and channel they have to make these games stick across every plot of media. And sad to say, or good to say for some people, this shit's most likely gonna work.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely tapping into a lot of I'm definitely tapping into a lot of the stuff. I really need that I want the Destiny movie trilogy, but Lance Riddick is no longer with us, and that's what's so tough. It's like I've been waiting for this. When I played the first one, I wrote my own little fanfic of how it would work out, how it would play out before I even knew all the lore. But I don't know, man. I don't think we'll see it. But hey, I'm just saying, Sony, you got a lot of IP. Have you ever considered making a platform fighter, fast mechanics, and there's a lane to be had, Sony. If there's anybody to acquire, I'm just saying.
A lot of all-star hype in here, man. A lot of all-star hype in here. That's all I know. It's been a minute. It's been a long time.
I don't know why I'm so hyped for this game, but I'm definitely confident.
Nah, I hear it, man. But yeah, PlayStation, they'll find their way. They'll find their way. Something's gonna happen with them.
PlayStation is never gonna die. They will never phase out. And even if they become smaller, like to the size of Nintendo, I'm still buying a PS5 because the games they make, the small studios they do own, Insomniac Games. Name one bad Insomniac game that you've played in recent years.
None.
Hard.
There's absolute zero games in the past decade that they have made. They're all good. They're all good to great and above. Yeah, not never in my lifetime. Nah, not with one game they've ever made. I'm not gonna lie.
The worst they've ever gotten is like, oh, this is kind of mid compared to their other games. Like that's a good.
Yeah, and it's still like it's a decent time. What you want?
It's still better than some of the best from other companies.
I'm telling you, man. But yeah, there's room to run, and I'm telling you, everything is gonna start going super omni-channel, and I think they're gonna lead the race to make that shit happen. That's just me though. The PlayStation cash cow theory. You heard it. You heard it here first. That's all I'm saying, man. Get your tinfoil hats on. We here. Rate that shit 5 stars. Anyways, we're moving on. After finally this damn thing closed, this Activision Blizzard King sale closed since last time we spoke. Microsoft finally are in possession of Activision Blizzard King, and there have been a lot of movements and sit downs and reappointments and meetings and promotions that have gone on. Shout out Sarah Bond. You know what I'm saying? Just to get a lot of stuff rolling with the new acquisition and the new merger. And Phil Spencer really pulled up to see what's going to be cooking and what's going to be on the way in terms of updates. And he came through and said, hey, no Activision Blizzard King games will be on the Game Pass until 2024. They're still focused on absolute parity between all platforms for Call of Duty. No exclusive skins, no DLC. You know what I'm saying? Nothing exclusive to anybody. It's all going to be available same time, same place for all folks. There's no incentive for them to try and take COD away from anybody. They want to still stay firm on that being available multi-plat. And they did have a special note on some of the older IP, as Phil Spencer mentioned, that any of the old franchises they might want to revisit, they want to make sure they have a passionate team and they want to make a difference, not just for financial gain. So hopefully giving some love to some of the prior franchises that are involved under Activision Blizzard King's banner. So I see the hand rub Birdman in the building and stuff. Talk to me about how you feeling about Phil Spencer's comments.
I can't wait till we get Blizzard's most iconic title. I think it was like 3 Vikings. Yeah, we need that bad boy brought back to life. No, I'm kidding. There are some IPs that I would love for them to revive. I would love for them to revive Heroes of the Storm, which is basically like a MOBA with like all the Blizzard IPs, or a fast-moving platform fighter with a variety of different characters from different franchises. I'm just saying, Xbox.
Why you keep pushing this, bro? Why you keep pushing this?
there's a lane open. And you guys could capitalize on it. No, but in all seriousness, I think that a few IPs, honestly, like the IPs that I would like for them to really actually revive isn't even a Blizzard IP. I would like for them to bring back Killer Instinct and put Blizzard characters in that fighting game. Like, I think that would be so hard. Or even just like, imagine Crash Team Racing with all of the Blizzard, because they have all of Activision.
That would go,
like,
that would be fire. That would be fire.
Crash Team Racing.
Fire. Give me
like
throw Master Chief in that.
from Overwatch, like Master Chief.
Throw him in there.
Like, come on, bro. Like, that would be so sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a lot. There is a lot of things you can do with this. Like, there's just no reason Xbox should be acquiring all these people and not having crossovers for like everything. Like, I would have a crossover for every single game. Also, if there's a franchise from Blizzard that I think really deserves like a revival, give me StarCraft, bro. Let me tap into some StarCraft. I know, like, yeah, you youngins may not know about the esports.
Facts.
No,
it's a way like, back in time.
Back in the day, StarCraft. I mean, I think StarCraft is still kind of popular to this day, but the game is old. The game is stupid old. That game came out when I don't even know I was in high school. I think it was before high school. So like, I would actually love to see that game being revived in like a 2023, 2024 setting. Even if it's just like a campaign thing, because I know that like there's just so much that you could do, and it's an RTS, so that it's not like a popular genre, but it's a genre that I still think can make some money. And I think that this is like, if they don't do something like out of like, they have to do something really, really like cool with these IPs, because if all they're gonna do is just have Overwatch still suck next year, like, I'm kind of gonna be over it, you know. And I am also very happy about the closure of this deal, because we can finally get that idiot who has been the head of Activision Blizzard. We can get that president up out of here. We need Buddy gone. We need new leadership, because everything has been awful in these games since then. It's just really been getting as much money as they can, maxing out the pension, maxing out whatever they can before they get kicked out of that office. But if there's one thing that I want to see from them, it's definitely more and more crossovers, and I want them to utilize these IPs to more than just, hey, we're gonna bring back Diablo 2 again with remastered textures. Like, I don't need to play that shit again. Give me something cool. Give me something new. Give me something original.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Let me be honest. Let me be honest here. Let me jump back on this. Xbox, they are in the hot seat right now. This shit's just real live for them. I'm gonna circle back to that IP discussion in a second, but I do want to say, switching gears for a quick second, they are about to make so much fucking money. It makes no sense. They're about to make so much fucking money. It's ridiculous at this point. One, any of the Sony ponies who are afraid that they're gonna take their access away, at least in this decade, shut the fuck up. You'll be all right. You know what I mean? Xbox niggas, don't get too excited. I'm not on your side. But just to speak on it, thinking about how much money Call of Duty is gonna make in the next 10 years, it's still gonna be ridiculous money. To finally put this to bed, now that we're over the line, this thing's been acquired, it's happened already. There's no way I'm going to cut my money maker by putting it on an exclusive platform. There's not enough traction for me to do that. Not enough of you people in the world are gonna buy Xboxes just to play Call of Duty. I don't trust it. I'm going to keep it everywhere, so I'm gonna get the money from everywhere. I think you stand to gain more monetary value and more return on what you're putting in from keeping shit everywhere than just trying to force it onto Xbox. Now, on top of that, once they fix them servers up and put them old Call of Duties live, Game Pass is about to go to the next stratosphere. How many people are gonna rise up out of their basements, put all the little stuff, you know what I'm saying, all the G Fuel on their nose and stuff that they snorted over the past couple of days, dust themselves off, get the Dorito dust off of their ears and whatnot, off their bodies, and they gonna go in and say, hey, Game Pass got Call of Duties on there. Let's roll. As soon as they put Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 2, COD 4, and all that stuff on Xbox servers and they reignite the servers, it's a wrap. Game Pass is going through the roof, and it's never coming back. It's never coming back down. I'm telling you that. They got huge value off that stuff. And that's just to mention Call of Duty. Not even all the other Activision stuff they got cooking up. So there's that. Shout out to the plate of food you just got. You know what I'm saying? That distracted the hell out of me. I'm hungry as hell right now, but we're gonna keep pushing. Yeah, the old IP conversation, they have so much good real estate that they can run into. And again, in a point where a lot of their first party IPs are in hell right now. I'm sorry. Again, Perfect Dark Remake. I'm praying for you every day. I'm thinking about you every day, Perfect Dark Remake.
You consistently remind me that game exists.
I know.
Because every time we talk about it, like as soon as the podcast is over, I completely forget that it exists.
And I never forget. It's bullshit.
You're like the Flash.
Oh, dead. But while the first party is not necessarily the strongest it can be, and things are starting to uptrend a little bit, but you need more time to cook, adding this stuff to the arsenal is really good. Once you get stuff ready, you can come right over the top with some crazy franchises. First and foremost, I need a new prototype. If you don't make a new prototype, it's you're tweaking. You're making no sense if you don't make a new prototype. Literally two things you could do to make crazy money right now. Honestly, you tack on a new Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you throw something on there, and that's easy money right there if you do it right. Sorry, I'm about to say Skate might have some competition, but you just throw the old days, you know what I'm saying? But Tony Hawk's gonna make money automatically. If you make a good game, it's gonna be crazy. And prototype, cause I want it. I don't give a damn about anybody, cause I want that shit. So that goes without saying. But again, that just goes to show how much Activision actually has in their bag. They can throw a new Spyro in there just for the hell of it. They can throw a new Spyro on the grill. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of good IPs that are sitting in their locker now is ridiculous. And now it's up to, again, Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, Sarah Bond to say, we have all this real estate. We need to actively find the teams who are going to, again, show this this franchise some love and start putting them in the cycle. Putting them in the funnel. What do you need? What do we make? What do we need to do to make sure you're off the ground? And what do we do to make sure like something like Redfall never happens again? Sorry, Redfall. But like, what do we need to do to put things in place to make sure you're coming out consistently? This is good. That's great. You're supporting and you're coming, right after Fable, right after again the next Gears of War or whatever, right after the next first party RP stuff. We got even more coming because these next 5 years, next 5 to 7 years is critical for them to actually get a good foothold before Sony does some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is their time to catch up. They got the boost. They need to use it properly. So it's going to be some interesting times over the next few years seeing what comes out of the Xbox camp.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm excited to see what happens, and hopefully the last big acquisition from them, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, shit. we gonna see, damn it. We gonna see. But moving on real quick to the trailer trophy. We only got one really story in there. I still gotta catch up on a bunch of shows and shit, man. I still haven't seen the new season of Loki. I still haven't seen a bunch of stuff, but we'll get there one day. We'll get there.
At some point.
Yeah, eventually. But we have one story here, and apparently Netflix was in discussion over potentially making their own Grand Theft Auto game. Not a show, not a movie, their own Grand Theft Auto game. And they were thinking about potentially licensing the IP from Take-Two and making their own game. So I don't know. This came from the Wall Street Journal and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't look at me wild. This came from some other shit. So I don't know how you feel about this.
As much as I would like to see the kids from Stranger Things stealing cars, I don't think this is necessary on their part. I truthfully do not need I can't even think of any freaking I can't think of any like a Baki Grand Theft Auto it sounds absurd. No. That's what I have to say about it. Unless they're gonna license it because the owner of Netflix is a huge fan of GTA Chinatown Wars and he wants to make a sequel to that game. Unless it's something like a passion project like that, I don't want anything to do with it. Because hey, I'm with you, bud. I love that game on the DS too. It was a wild ride.
Oh my gosh.
Definitely don't need that. Netflix. I want to do the Kanye meme where it's like, I like some of the Netflix shows. What do they know about GTA? Like,
what y'all know about game development, dog? Like, you know what I'm saying?
y'all shows don't even be hitting to a capacity where I'm like, yeah, I need you guys to branch out. Like, I still need y'all to work. I still need you to work in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the LeBron James of streaming, right? Like, you're maybe like the Steph Curry. Like, you're not taking it to the rim. You got to work on your inside game maybe a little bit, and then we can talk about it. But no, I don't need whatever you're trying to do. Let's put that in the back burner. Let's focus on cutting some costs to bring the price down and paying your writers more. Let's worry about that.
That's just a fair suggestion. It's pretty fair to me. But yeah, simple response: no, get the fuck away from it. Get away from her. What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
Get away from her.
In fact, show some decorum, sick bastards. What's wrong with you? You gonna butcher this show for nothing? Nah, I'm good. I'm okay, bro. Keep all that. Don't do this. I'm okay. But moving on. That's all I had to say on that, bro. Get that shit the fuck out of here. Moving on to the main two stories. Now, I definitely want to keep the second one. We're gonna definitely circle back to this conversation again, probably when Kai's here and stuff. But on the last one, but one I wanted to focus on first. You know, Spider-Man 2's out, and Spider-Man 2's here. A lot of people have been absolutely soulless and finished the game in one sitting. Sick freaks. You know what I'm saying? I'm about halfway into it right now. I am doing everything like at the same time, so I'm doing all the little dungeons and all the other stuff at the same time as well. But allow me. The game's out. It's been receiving a lot of great feedback, a lot of great critical, again, just reviews, scores, sold. I think it's probably like the third highest selling first-party PlayStation title in history with 2.5 million units in the first couple of days. Shit is going crazy, man. Shit is going crazy. When? I don't know again how much you've seen of it, how much conception you've taken from it, but let me know your thoughts on Spider-Man initially.
So in true Wen fashion, the game released. So I played the game before it when the new game released because we just don't do things on time in my house. But I did watch a lot of gameplay of it, and I've seen a lot of gameplay of it actually. I've been watching all of Chaucer's streams, and I have it on my PlayStation. I'm so close to beating Miles Morales. I don't want to start the new one. But it looks really good. And it sucks because if this game was like the first Spider-Man game, we would be talking about it for like years. We'd be like, this is the best Spider-Man game we've ever seen, hands down. But because it's a sequel, it sucks that a lot of the cool things about Spider-Man, about this game, are kind of lost to just upgrades from a previous game. But that's just how sequels work. It is what it is. It's an amazing sequel. Phenomenal. Like, I loved Mordor, and Shadows of War was like
facts
amazing. Like, it was a great upgrade. This is exactly that, to the point where I don't even know what they could do to top this. Like, that's what I'm afraid of, is like, this is the Arkham City to maybe Spider-Man 3 being Arkham Knight, where it's like not as good as it could have been. It's gonna be a great game in the long term, in like what comes out, but is it better than the sequel? Time will tell. I do think that this game looks awesome, except for everything that has to do with Peter's face and Mary. And I don't know why we still why in a game with two Spider-Mans did they say, you know what people would love to do when they have the option of playing in two different Spider-Men? Let's get some MJ missions back in that bad boy. Let's get some MJ missions back in there, buddy.
Let me
give her a taser. Hey, it's gonna go stupid. Like, no, I don't want diet Metal Gear Solid, bro. There's two Spider-Man, and you're making me play as a redheaded chick who looks 35 for some reason. Like, you guys, I don't know what you guys are doing. What's up with Insomniac? Like, leave my white people alone, Insomniac. What are you doing? What are you doing with them? Like, why open it up? Why every time a new Spider-Man gonna come out and my man got a different face, bro? Relax.
Bro. Oh, man. I still don't like them fucking missions, bro. I get it. They're there for the story.
Who bought Spider-Man and said, hey, I want to be a late 20s white woman with a taser?
And again,
bro, if I wanted to be a woman from Denver, I would be a woman from Denver. I don't want this game.
It's not her fault, because again, there was missions in the first that had Miles when he wasn't doing shit, when he wasn't shit, and I didn't want to play those either.
Those are
whack missions, and all you gave me was a taser. You know what I'm saying? And you expected me to just believe that this was gonna be a whole new upgraded experience? No, I still don't want to play it.
That shit could have been a cutscene.
That's
just annoying, man. They could have all just been a cutscene.
And it's just the fact that every time it plays it, and then it goes like almost instantaneously back to the Spider-Man POV, and you're just like, why the fuck? was I here for 25 minutes trying to stealth this, playing like I'm in the damn blacklist, like I'm Sam Fisher trying to just do this. I'm a fucking reporter. I'm a reporter. Like, whatever. You know what? I'm not gonna give you too much gripe. At least it gave me a taser. Slight bump up, but still, you're still in the low 0s to 2s. Like, you're not gonna get out. You're not gonna escape the allegations with these missions. I'm sorry. It's no matter how much weaponry you add to this, unless you gave her some mutagen or something like that and turned to like Silver Sable. That's the only way. The only way it fully turn, not just give her some Karian training, fully give her some you know what I'm saying, some PEDs and turn her crazy so she can go buck wild and stuff and get some combos going. That's the only way I'll think these missions are palatable. But I'm sorry, still don't hit. And honestly, you know what another gripe I have is? What is it just me, or are some of the tools, like the gadgets, like did they change some? Cause I swear we had other gadgets that was like we had the first game had the other gadgets that was like they felt way more like yo, this shit is just impactful. I think that's the word, impactful. Because I'm like, the ricochet web, I don't care to use, honestly. Like it's fine. Again, in the grand scheme of things, if I need to be strategic, I'll use it, but it's not as fun. It's not as fun. Yep. It's not as fun. Again, this is not a very big gripe. This is very minuscule shit. What happened
We're nitpicking like crazy. Amazing game.
This is the nitpickiest thing. This is the nitpickiest thing. I just felt like the tools, I only use like 2 of them. I used, again, the concussion one I don't use as much. You know what I'm saying? I guess in regular gameplay and stuff, because I'm just dodging. I'm just doing the Batman, the flow stuff. I'm just dodge, perfect dodge, get smacked. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really using that. I'm only using the first 2 that you get. Again, the regular web shooter. What's it called? Fuck, I'm forgetting the other 2 names. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? You get like the web shooters and the first 2. That's really the only ones I'm using. The concussion one and then the ricochet one, I'm not really using as much. Oh, I don't know the name of it fully, but the one that makes all the like, you throw it out and it'll grab all the enemies and it'll grab all the objects in the area and like smash them all together and extend the combo. That one. That one I don't remember the name of off the top of my head. I don't fucking know why, but whatever.
I know what you're talking about. It's like something full or like gravity something. It has to do with gravity or whatever.
Yeah, but again, the concussion one that sends a wave and pushes people out, I don't use, and then the ricochet web I don't use like that. Like, it's what happened to the web bomb? Where was the web bomb? The web bomb was so great. What happened to the bomb? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's funny that you say that, because like I remember I'm playing through Miles, and I was like, when I first loaded up Miles, I'm like, oh, he only gets like 4 gadgets. That's kind of whack. I only need those 4 gadgets, man. Like, they give us a lot of options, so I like it. I like it in terms of like, if you're somebody who really like, because there's somebody like you may not use ricochet web, somebody else really might fucking love it.
That's also
and that's
true.
Really that's what it comes down to with them. No, it's super nitpicky. Such a nitpicky thing. Like, honestly, I feel bad for Spider-Man, because if it wasn't for the fact that like we had some of the best games of all time, in like games like Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate, like this game could easily be
this could have watched Game of the Year without a question. But we already knew coming into this year that every single heavy hitter was gonna have extra punch, because you're amongst like, this is like a heavyweight class with all like the stars in it at one singular time. Like, this is a crazy stacked roster. You know what I mean?
Even something like God of War 2 would have struggled.
God of War would have struggled. Oh yeah, God of War would not have had a clear run at all, son. Nah, there was no way in hell. Elden Ring either. I don't care. I feel like Elden Ring probably would have scratched by and won, but it would have just barely won. It would have just barely held on, because you have Baldur's Gate and Tears of the Kingdom.
Because if Tears of the Kingdom dropped the same time Elden Ring dropped, because I think a lot of the fanfare of Elden Ring was like, oh, this is like a grown-up version. Yeah, a version of it. In a distant time. Like, there was space between those 2 titles. If you would have dropped both of those back to back, the reviewers are choosing Tears of the Kingdom over Elden Ring every time. Without a doubt. 100%. Miyazaki would have got hold. And it would have been funny. The buddy would have came up to the mic like, actually, Elden Ring should have won. He would actually just said something that mattered.
Oh yeah, my man, the Bill Clinton boy, nah, that's crazy.
Actually had something to say.
Honestly, bro. But yeah, again, the only gripe is just like the tool changes were like, I don't really use the tools as much now, and that's just my personal preference of getting used to the new ones, and maybe as I get to late stage game, I'll have all of them. Like, I'm gonna upgrade everything anyways, because I'm getting buku skill points. It's what I do. It's whatever. But I just I wasn't feeling the tools as much. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling the gadgets as much. But again, what can I not say that's positive? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I not say that's positive about this game? The story, the first 2 hours of this, the intro, ridiculous intro, fantastic. The story beats, really good. I like it. Again, like the characters, again, even MJ in this instance so far in the story, from what I gather, like I'm liking the conflicts, I'm liking where they're at, they're humanizing the story. I'm loving so much about it. The side missions are actually really engaging, really good. Everybody's been talking about the one mission with the old black dude and stuff by the lake.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sit down, it's so characterizing, as that's what Spider-Man fucking does. He's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's a motherfucker you can sit down and talk to. It's a relatable thing. That scene felt so epitomizing of the character, and something that I love to see. That it was so good. Again, some of the weird like neckbeards on Twitter talking about, oh, I don't want to see this. I want to see all him swipping through there fighting enemies. I'm like, bro, he'll do that on another shift. This is a side mission, dummy. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, that was very stupid to me, those comments. But those missions like that, just that round out what Spider-Man's all about and what he's been characterized as over the years. Mwah, chef's kiss. Love it. Combat, fantastic. Again, just built more on what you do. I liked the new skills, like the chain lightning punch. Again, some of those new gadgetry like things, not necessarily the gadgets themselves that we just talked about, but those skill points, those skill trees, whatever. Those are really good. The skill trees are good. The traversal, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I said this last week, and I'm gonna say it here on the pod. This actually might be the final nail in the coffin for me to state that Insomniac makes the best traversal in gaming. Period. They've made the best traversal systems in gaming, hands down. Like, they made, between Spider-Man and Sunset Overdrive alone, between those two games alone, they've solidified the status. They're the movement system lords. They run this. They're number one when it comes to movement in games. They are.
Remember
that, shadow of a doubt.
Remember in like Assassin's Creed 2, everybody was playing that. We were like, wow, this is the best movement I've seen in a video game in a long time. Like, this is top tier movement. That shit sucks compared to any Insomniac game.
It's nothing. It's nothing. And no mean to disparage AC2, just how far we've come into what they've built. Again, on top of the regular swinging, on top of, again, just the absolute smoothness between, again, traversing all the different parts of, like, you know, whether you're in between bridges, under underpasses, through buildings, whatever. They added the gliding. The gliding is such a good addition to this game, and it makes the map feel so much more. It makes the map feel just as palatable as, you know, even with all the extension of it. They added all, like, the, you know, further out Queens. They added outside of Manhattan, all and stuff like that. It feels so good. They added all the quick points to do, like, the super glides, the super catapult launches and stuff. Really good changes. Makes the map feel a little bit more digestible, but I still want to get lost in it with the glider and just roll. Yeah, I'm no longer afraid of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? That damn, that again, mutant infested water that we know is, again, like the Hudson River and all that stuff like that across the bridges. Again, they have those little, like, flash points where you can, like, zoom in and go across the bridges with the glider suit and speed up those jet streams. Very smart change. It just, all of it feels so good. The traversal is top notch. Literally, this is, to me, this is the best traversal I've probably seen in a video game ever. Honestly, I can hands down feel that with utmost confidence. This is the best traversal I've probably ever seen. And again, there's still stuff I got to get through with this game. Enemy AI when sneaking, still pretty stupid, which is fine. I enjoy it because all I've been doing is perch takedowns. One thing I will add on, the spider lines are also a really good addition. Like, you can create your own webbing to go across. I love that because I want to stay as hidden as possible and just kind of like again, take people out as needed. And the web lines help that so much. I was in an area, and I think it was like it was one of the it was a hunter base or whatever. Like, in the game, you'll see, like, again, Craven set up bases and stuff to go on, and it was I think it was the first hunter base. Like, you can, like, it was like 3 levels and stuff. It was like a silo or whatever. I was at the top lane. I put 2 lines down, and I perched take down like 8 people back to back. They were all in the same row. I was like, bro, I'm making rotisserie chicken in this bitch. This is good. Again, outside of true stealth games, I've never been so energized to do stealth stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that was such a very, very good again addition with the web lines. Bro, this game is it's a top 5, top 6 superhero game of all time without question. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't even finished it.
Without a doubt.
And again, once I get to the other sections, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think at the point in the story, I forgot what the last thing was. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I think I'm about halfway through the story. Honestly, with all the progress stuff I've made so far. So again, I gotta see the finale. I gotta see how the story pans out. But so far, everything has been hitting phenomenally. Spider-Man 2, just beautiful.
Yeah. I really do enjoy these games, and it's one of those games. Spider-Man's one of the few games that I actually went and collected like all the stuff to collect. And I'll actually go clear all the sections out just because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do those things. Even just like when you make a game fun just walking around, it's a banger.
Dog, facts. And you can dap people up, people give you hugs and all that shit. Like, it's fantastic. There's so much attention to detail in most cases, except for that damn Cuban flag thing. What the hell happened there? I don't know how that
is nuts.
I don't know how y'all messed that one up. But you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, there's really good, just again, attention to detail. They even fixed the puddles. They even got the puddles right, man. Like, look at God. Look at the continuity, man. Wonderful stuff, man. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is definitely up there in those conversations, which we're about to get into for a quick second. Our last topic of the day, we want to start talking, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's been putting their thoughts out initially, and we got to jump on that bandwagon too. Game of the year conversations. Heard a lot about it. Season's approaching. December 7th is the time for the Game Awards. And we gotta start talking, man. We gotta start getting these conversations out. We don't have to pick a game of the year per se, but there are so many games in contention. We have to see what 6 we're thinking of and what games aren't making the cut, man. I don't know. This is tough.
Yeah, no, I think there's gonna be a lot of. Honestly, there's gonna be a lot of people getting hoed. As somebody who participated in the draft, I'm very well aware of the hoeing that's gonna happen. But there's a lot of games to choose from, truthfully.
Bro, we can. Let me.
You want me to start it off, or do you want to give your your 6?
I don't even got my 6 in line. I'm just gonna type in 2023 games and just list off how many are literally out here. So just to go at a speed run, y'all. Bear with me. We have Resident Evil 4, Tears of the Kingdom, Diablo 4, Starfield, Street Fighter 6, Jedi Star Wars Survivor, Dead Space, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Spider-Man 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Pikmin 4, Final Fantasy 16, Armored Core 5's Rubicon, Baldur's Gate 3. Let me see. Alan Wake 2, Fire Emblem Engage. Let me see. Not Redfall. Get that out of there. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Octopath Traveler 2, Sea of Stars, Lies of P, Hi-Fi Rush. Again, like it makes no sense. Again, shout out to Wen. Kirby Return to Dreamland. Like Persona 5 Tactica. Like there's two more, like Mortal Kombat 1. You know what I'm saying? That's somewhere in there. You know, like it makes no sense. It makes no sense how many crazy games have dropped this year. That's too many. But let me give you my 6 though. Let me give you my 6. All right. In no particular order. It will go Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2. This is where it gets. This is where she gets hecky, bro. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Definitely, I think will be in there. Resident Evil 4. And the last one, damn. The last one, I will say. This is pretty fun. Also, I forgot Remnant 2 is also somewhere around. Remnant 2 mad underrated. I'm gonna say, you know what? Right now, I'll say Alan Wake. I'll put Alan Wake in that conversation as well. So that's my 6. I'll give that as my 6.
All right. So this will be my 6. So I got Baldur's Gate 2 on there. I mean, not 2. Baldur's Gate 3 on there. I have Tears of the Kingdom on there. I'm gonna throw Street Fighter on there. I think Street Fighter may get nominated. I don't see it winning whatsoever.
Yeah,
but I think
it could get in there.
It could get in there. I feel like it deserves a nomination because I think with a lot of these, I feel like they kind of have like what they have in mind is the best, but they're like, oh, what's a game that like I feel like they're trying to like throw some stuff in there. I want to say Super Mario Wonder.
Bro, it's gonna be in there. It's gonna be.
I feel like it's gonna be in there, but I'm gonna hold off on that just yet. I wanna make sure I cover all my bases. I think Resident Evil 4 is gonna get in there.
I agree.
Let's see. I don't think they're gonna put Cyberpunk in there, even though
it's a DLC. I feel like
I don't think they're gonna consider
expansion or continuing world. It'll get a minor award, but I don't think it'll get its own thing.
I could see them throwing Final Fantasy in there, just a PR thing.
Interesting.
Like I think if Final Fantasy doesn't make it in there, they're gonna put Hogwarts Legacy in there. I think it's gonna be a PR one, like a PR move.
Funny.
Like I genuinely feel they're gonna do a PR move with one of these.
Contentious.
So let me see. Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3. We just go over them again. Street Fighter 6, Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Resident Evil. Did you say?
Wake. Yeah, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
5, and I'm gonna say Alan Wake. The only reason I'm scared of this list is just because I feel like Alan Wake and Resident Evil 4 kind of overlap.
Yeah.
So for me, if I was to put both of those on a list, I would just choose which one I think is better because they're kind of both third-person horror shooter. Even though 4 I wouldn't consider too much of a horror shooter, but I still feel like they're too similar to put on there. But I feel like that would be my list.
Or no Spider-Man? You said Spider-Man?
I might switch Resident Evil 4 for Spider-Man.
I just
feel like Spider-Man didn't make a lot of noise. Like it's making a lot of noise, but I feel like it's not making as much noise as like Resident Evil 4
I think
because everybody
people underestimate these late run games, bro. But I think Spider-Man got enough clout to jump in that list.
I think it has more clout than Resident Evil 4, so I might put that in there. So I think that would be my list. Would be Street Fighter 6, Baldur's Gate 3, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, Alan Wake,
Spider-Man. Word. Damn, that's interesting. So, again, to me, with those kind of like, you know what I'm saying, put out there, Starfield is not making the game of the year list.
No, I can't see that. If that shit makes game of the year, I'm really gonna be disappointed.
Hey, he trying to. I want to say, what's the name? Jeff's trying to get that scoop on the future Activision games, man. He trying to get that scoop. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Such a waste, bro.
Again, so far I do find a lot of joy in Starfield, but I just don't think I don't think it's gonna make that cut of just the upper echelon of games. Like it might sit at that second table, but that first table of gaming is poof. That first table it hits this year is nasty, man. I don't think it will.
It's not even the best Xbox game that came out this year. Yeah, to be honest. I think Hi-Fi Rush is the best.
Game. Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush. I forgot. You forgot, and that's getting snubbed too. I bet money that's gonna get snubbed, bro. Yeah. If it's again, it's not even an indie game because fucking Tango made it. So I don't know where that's gonna win anything. That might be tough. It might be like in between.
It's not gonna win. It's gonna win like maybe
best art direction. Best art direction it could get.
Maybe. Oh, that's a good one.
Art direction. It could. I think it could definitely win something around there. But when we get the official like award nominees and stuff, we'll probably break it down for whoever gets in there. But what's it called? Armored Core is unfortunately probably not going to make the cut, and that's only because people hate mechs. Word to Kendall, people hate mechs. So you know what I'm saying, that's not going to get no love. Even though again it hopefully should or probably should. But yeah, Miyazaki's just not going to get hold because that's probably too niche of an IP. Hogwarts Legacy is weird because I think it might win something, but I feel like it's too far removed for people to be like, oh, we're gonna go crazy and vote for it. Maybe the you know what I'm saying, some of the rabid Potter fans or whatever are gonna try and do some late stage votes, but I don't
environment design or something. Yeah, like that.
I don't think it's in the game of the year conversation at this rate. I think there's too many.
Mid.
Yeah, there's too many shit up there that was like super tight, and you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna like, I don't want to like discredit the game. I just feel like this is a gap between what we're seeing.
I want to discredit the game. That shit was mid.
No, fair. Pikmin 4, again, from what y'all said, they are a really good game, but I don't think it's gonna make the cut.
No, it's not.
Final Fantasy 16, I don't think it's gonna make the cut. I don't think there was, again, enough punch.
That hype train was strong.
And the hype was very strong, but then it just tapered off after I saw the reception of it. I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't think that's making a cut, unfortunately, but I think it's close. Jedi Survivor, I think that should be close in contention. And I personally would not be too surprised if it made the cut, but I can see it getting snubbed. I think it's like 60-40 more likely for it to get snubbed, honestly.
I can see it.
It's tough.
Good game, but it's gonna be one of those good games that people are gonna play like a year or two from now when they're finally getting to it in their backlog, and they're like, wow, this is such a really good game.
I agree. Yeah, Kirby Return to Dreamland would probably be a fun, like a family game one. It's definitely not. It's getting nowhere near Game of the Year shouts. But
I played it. I love it, but it's not gonna get up there. I'm sorry.
One that's
Mario Wonder would win family.
Oh yeah. Literally. Yeah, they definitely would, especially because online co-op now. Yeah, 100%. What's it called? Yeah, one close. Forza Motorsport. Yeah, that should have been close, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it should have been closed. That's what that shit should have been.
Oh shit. Oh man, that's what I thought in there, man. Octopath Traveler 2, obviously again a good game, but I feel like just might miss the cut.
Too niche.
Yeah.
Too niche.
It'll be up there for soundtrack though. It'll 100% be up there for soundtrack. Let me see. And that's probably the biggest hitters. Everything else probably too far removed or just not gonna make it. Yeah. Sea of Stars should get something this year. Sea of Stars should win something this year. From what I played so far,
Maybe
that
indie game.
I really fuck with Sea of Stars. Again, I haven't been that involved in a turn-based game like that in a long time, and I want to get back to finishing it like so bad. But yeah, I think it deserves something this year. Let me see what. Yeah, outside of that, like, yeah, no, that's pretty much it. That's fair. That's fair. We'll call it that. We'll see when the official nominations and stuff are officially revealed. But those are our picks. I might have to go back in the recording because I already forgot my 6. It is what it is. What the fuck did I say? Real quick, I said Tears of the Kingdom. I said, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. What was the last one?
Alan Wake, I think you said.
I think I said Alan Wake last. Yes, I think Alan Wake was my other one. So yeah, those are my 6. Yes, thank you. So, all right, cool.
Yeah, and I think mine was similar, except for except for Resident Evil 4. I think I put Spider-Man. And what else did I have that was different? Oh, I had Street Fighter in there. That's what it was.
Yes. All right, cool. Fair, man. And with that being said, that's our notes, man. That's everything we got for this episode. Closing notes. When?
I feel like there was something that I wanted to.
Yeah. Did we miss something?
I genuinely cannot remember it right now. Of what I wanted to say that had to do with.
Was it the Amaranth bathwater or something like that, or the new concoction she got going on? Because that's ridiculous.
No, that wasn't it. I had no idea of any of that.
Yeah, you don't want to know the details of that one, man. I'm about to say, shout out to Kiwi on the stick. She brought that up on my timeline. I was trying to tell her, stop, please. Don't do this to me.
No, I definitely had nothing to do with that, but I definitely cannot remember it today. So I guess it did not matter.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll come back to it. Imagine it was like something so important and pivotal to the conversation.
I genuinely was like, damn, what was it? But no, I cannot think of it right now.
Wildin'. But yeah, hey, we'll figure it out in the back end.
There's always more podcasts.
Literally. We're not stopping anytime soon, so that's that. I don't have any other crazy stories from this week that I know. Oh yeah, the only thing was that I saw recently was Capcom's coming out with a brand new engine, but we're not gonna see anything about that until like a couple years down the line. But they dropped like just the Re-X engine is coming, which is gonna be interesting. They had like a dev YouTube update. I think if anybody's interested in that, like, you know, what tech updates are coming to the new engine for Capcom, go check that out. But yeah, that was pretty much the only thing that was out of the ordinary. Besides that, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link news next week. Come on, guys. More confusion in storyline and plots. Yes, I'm here for it. We're back. We're so back.
I hate their marketing team, actually.
It's so confusing, bro. It's so confusing. But am I here for every step of the way? Absolutely. Again.
You let me know what happens. You break that down for me, and I'll circle back to it.
The KH lore whore, man. I'm checking in, man. Checking in, baby. But yeah, let's get to the closing notes, man. What's your statements? You know what I'm saying, for this episode 78 of No Cooldown, dog.
Make sure you drink your water, play your backlog, and tap into that Ubisoft TV show. It's funny that I actually care about a Ubisoft property. It's sad that it's not a video game. But hey, that's where we are with Ubisoft in 2023.
It's the only time you'll see Rayman again, baby.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. He was actually a pretty funny part of that show, but he definitely was not. This is not how I wanted to see Rayman in any capacity. I will tell you that. As a fan of Rayman, I was like, damn, this is quite tragic for me.
Hey, man, he a real legend, a street legend, underground legend, baby.
Bro. I didn't need to see Rayman like hitting the yayo at any point in my life.
Man.
Like, oh my god.
Listen, man, Rayman Montana. Where you think my man's learned it from, man? Where you think he learned it from? Listen, the beast. Listen,
Awful.
my closing notes is y'all know where to go. Make sure y'all go rate this 5 stars. Go support the show, man. We doing our thing. A lot more games to go. A lot of cool stuff coming out for the rest of this year. Yeah, man. We just trying to get back into the groove. So please show us some love wherever you can, however you can. We're available damn near everywhere at No Cooldown Podcast. Just search us up. We'll be right there. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. That has been episode 78 of No Cooldown Podcast, and we are out of there.